England, even the Queen, Prince William went live to say, look, come on, England, let's just bring that cup home and stuff like that.
Because the team's down there watching that, right?
Yeah, because the soccer in England is like major. That is so major.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was an interesting looking game. We caught the last. We caught it when it was at like 63 minutes into the game, so we caught it pretty late. But
because it's 45 minutes. It's 45 minutes, then a break, and then 45 minutes, so they can sort of get themselves together.
Then it went into overtime, I guess, or more time, whatever they call it. Yeah,
which I think is like an extra 15 minutes, and then they got to go for the penalty shootout, which is I don't agree with the penalty shootouts because I mean everybody's working their nuts off for like 2 hours or something, and then it's down to somebody just kicking a ball and.
Oh yeah. You got the whole team exhausted, and then it's down to two people, the kicker and the goalie.
Oh yeah, but the ones that miss, I mean, you watch the hassle. You look at them in the British papers, and you see what happens to those footballers. They're like, you lost it for England, and they'll get death threats, everything.
I'm sure.
It's very passionate.
Yeah, so so that game was kind of like your Super Bowl, England's Super Bowl, kind of. Okay.
Well, no, there's the World Cup, then there's the FA Cup. That's the European Cup. I mean, the Europeans. Yeah, we needed to win that really, just to say up yours, Europe, while we're getting out with Brexit. Just to that would have been the icing on the cake, but
it was intense. We watched the one of the Italian guys grabbed an England guy by like the back of his jersey.
Oh yeah, I mean,
yank him down to the ground. They didn't red card him. What's going on, Jessica? So we got Jessica Jenkins in here. What is going on?
Hey, that's Nick's missus, isn't it?
Yeah, that is Nick's missus, unless it's a different Jenkins. And then we hung out with Nick yesterday. That was a lot of fun.
Okay, where's he off to now then?
He said he's going to pick up a load. They got to go to Virginia Tech for Miles, so they're going to go over towards Virginia, pick up a load.
Right.
Yeah,
they got California, or is he staying sort of circumnavigating around the Carolinas?
Yeah, he was. So he's like he ran 40 basically all the way across, and then he's gonna run into some, run like Virginia, Alabama, South Carolina, Mississippi, something like that. They got some schools to hit. I don't know exactly their schedule. I'm sure it'll be all over his channel and Instagram.
Right.
But what is going on? Who all we got in the house this evening?
Jessica's just said, I know Super Jelly. What the heck is that?
Jealous.
No, it says, I know Super Jelly. Is that what it means? Jealous?
Yeah, I'm super jelly. It means I'm jealous.
Oh, okay.
Super jealous. Yeah.
I'll shut up then.
Right on, Jessica. Have a good evening.
Yeah, good. Whatever the time is with you. So good. Have a nice evening.
What's it? You're in Eastern time, aren't you, Mark?
Yeah. Yes. So it's like 9:15 here.
Okay.
You're at 8:50, aren't you? Because you're Central.
Yeah, I'm in Central time. Good evening, John. John Reynoldson in the house.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, John.
Nice. Well, so where are you at exactly?
Me?
Yeah, you.
In Morrow, which is, it's not the best part of Atlanta. It's like the other side of Atlanta. There's no point in me going home because I'm trying to, well, you know as well as I do, the Atlanta traffic in the morning is crazy. So I'm this side because I've got to go to Alabama, swap this trailer and pick up a loaded and then go down to Louisiana, offload that one. That's a 45,000 pound of defoamer. Then across to Freeport, Texas, then back up to Cincinnati with another 45,000 pounds. And then across to Coriopolis, Pennsylvania, back down to Georgia. I'm going to be back home for like Friday. No, Saturday morning, actually.
Oh, wow.
Next Saturday, and then I'll go back out Monday, probably. Yeah, probably
okay.
Monday. Big Dog's in the house.
What is going on, Big Dog?
Yeah, good evening.
He just got a new Peterbilt. Big dog
Yeah.
trucker did.
That's
So when are you
major-
going to get Peterbilt?
No, they won't allow it. It's got the specs for this. It's got to be short wheelbase, low roof, everything because of height restrictions, turning restrictions. Because these Cascadias, you can turn on like you know, like that.
Oh, turn on a dime.
Yeah, that's the
turn
word
quick,
I was looking for. We can turn that much that you end up with a trailer like backing itself up and stuff. It's weird. I just did it over there. I thought, what the heck? I could see the trailer over there, the rear end. Because I forget you can do such a tight turn with these things. And I'm surprised I didn't hit the truck. That would have been a real rookie thing, that one. My question is 400,000 miles on a used truck. A good buy?
Hang on, before we get to that, hang on just a second. Let me adjust something. Hang on.
Now you're sideways. That looks silly.
Now I'm sideways?
And you're not even moving. You're going like a waxwork or something. You're not moving. You're going sideways.
Hang on. Hang on. Wait for it.
Okay, but somebody's asking a question.
I know. Hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on just a second. Please and thank you.
Yeah. Hurry up, for Pete's sake.
Gee, I'm just terrible, aren't I?
Yeah.
Such a terrible person.
I know. But you're not even moving. You're just like you're sideways. It's like that. I know you're back. So what did you do?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
What were you trying to do?
Let's hear. So let's go on. So we have so my question is 400,000 miles on a used truck, goodbye. There's not a whole lot of information there, MHD. I'm not in the market to buy another truck right now. I know the market is like the prices are skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So right now it's probably not the best time to buy a truck, in my opinion, unless you just get a killer deal on it. But I have 400,000 miles for what, $200,000 or $10? There's not enough information. Not trying to be an ass. I know that's probably how that came off, and I'm sorry if it did. But what kind of truck? What's the specs? Like, how much is it? All that kind of stuff. You know, like there's a lot more information needed to even speculate on if that's a price. I'd buy a truck with 400,000 miles on it, though. If that's all you're asking.
I drive a Cascadia, and this is a 2016 Cascadia. I got it brand new. It had 1,000 miles on it because it was the truck that brought down like 3 other trucks from North Carolina down to Houston. She's now got 900,000 miles on it. Yes, I had to pay out in the one box and a few bits and bobs, but I would never buy a new truck ever again. I had to do what I had to do to get into a truck, but I'd never do it again. A used truck, I mean, you got to remember, depending on what type of truck you're buying, whether it's a pre-def
No,
truck.
I think
Yeah, I mean, trucks last, I don't know Pro Stars, but I hear an awful lot of horrible things about Pro Stars.
What engine is in it?
Yeah, I was going to say, what engine is that?
Is it the Navistar that they had issues with?
No, Max Force.
Max Force. That's what is Navistar? Is that Cadillac? Something's Navistar.
That sounds like an Indian. Like, that Indian. Navistar. I don't know. It's one of them ones.
Oh my gosh.
But no, the Max Force was, again, I've never had a Pro Star. Cummins.
It's got a Cummins. And they want 40,000?
No, it's got 400,000 miles on it, he said.
40,000 for a 17, 400,000 miles. It seems cheap. I don't know. Is it automatic? 10 speed, 13 speed? Y'all hear everything clearly? Or is it just me that's getting like the robot sound from Mark there?
It's because I am a robot. I have come from England. I have come to overtake everybody. No, that's obviously a def. It's obviously got def and everything like my truck has. 400,000. The only thing I would say to you, at 400,000, you're starting to. All the big carriers get rid of their trucks at 350 to 400,000 because the after treatment stuff starts to go wrong. So if you got to work with after treatment, be prepared to possibly, like I had to just buy the one box system, which is where your filters go in. That cost me 14 grand. I just put 2 new filters in. That was another 2 grand. You know, be prepared to spend some. If you've got money to back you up, go for it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think 40,000. I paid 46,000 for my truck, but that was 8 years ago, and it's an 07. So
I bet it's worth more than that now.
Yeah, probably. Probably. Let's see. Let's we got some roll call here. Let's he said it's got a 10-speed Eaton in it, so 10-speed transmission. At least it's not an automatic. Let's go back here. Aaron W said, "What's up? What is going on, Aaron?" Chris Jenkins.
Yeah. Chris Jenkins, that's Nick number 2. That's Nick 2.
That is Nick number 2. Yes, that is Nick 2. I think he's older. Isn't Chris older than Nick? Big Dog says
that's Nick standing.
Yeah. Big Dog is sitting at the house. David Sanders Jr. What do you think of leasing with LRM truck lease? What is that Lone Mountain? I don't know what LRM
Lone Mountain is purchase.
What's up, guys? From Junior. What's going on, Junior?
I know, Junior.
Good to see you in the comments this evening. Let's see here. They're saying the audio is good. Everybody's clear. Oh, we got Auto Kevin here. Good evening, ladies.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Oh no, there's Nick 1.
There's Nick 1. Yes.
Nick 1 and Nick 2's
the one and only Trucking California. Hey, I'm gonna put I'm gonna post the thing in here. So if you guys want to join, you're more than welcome to click the. Wait for it. I gotta find it. Hang on. Oh no, there it was. Clipboard. Boom. All right.
Okay.
So we can. I don't want to block myself. So that comment there, you guys can. If anybody wants to join. What's going on, Bob? Bob Quinton.
Mm-hmm.
Going on, truck drivers. Man, hanging out. You say just chilling, relaxing, talking trucking here.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Where's your shirt? Oh, that's Jennifer. I'm gonna have to get her because she is in control of that.
Yeah, she needs to do a yee.
Yeah. Thank you for the $5 there, Junior. Didn't have to do that. What's Nick Cali guy? Let's see here. So any ideas to?
He's Velox 18.
Yeah. Velox 18 is Nick. So any ideas for fix a pinhole in a radiator? Put a pin in it.
No, that's silly, isn't it? I tell you what you should do, and I keep a few bottles of it. I keep about 4 bottles of that Radweld. That we call it Radweld in England. I don't know what you call it, but you just
the JD Weld.
No.
Oh, you're talking like the stuff you dump into the radiator?
Just chuck a few bottles of that in there. That'll help you out as long as it is just a pinhole. But don't forget a pinhole in these radiators that starts to get big pretty quick.
Okay. Have you ever heard of guys putting eggs? They crack an egg into the radiator. You ever heard of that?
No.
Coming.
No, that sounds daft, actually.
Yeah, so I've heard of guys doing that because it'll go to the hole and like fill the hole up. That or pepper. I've heard guys putting pepper into the radiator because then it'll kind of clog the hole.
MHT, y'all with Lance? No, no, Matt's with Landstar.
I am,
with
yes.
Schneider on their bulk side tankers.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, come on.
Junior, are you seeing the comments? You seen any of that?
I just got on.
Okay.
What?
He asked about his shirt.
I'm still waiting on the shirts to come in.
Okay.
I can Venmo him his $20 back.
Okay. I guess we can do that.
What?
I guess we'll do that until we get the shirt. We're waiting on it. Aaron said, would solder work? I thought about that. I don't know if you can do that while it's
No, you can. I've seen that done on somewhere where they actually crimped. I don't know what you call it, like the veins of the radiator. You can actually crimp them and then solder over. But if I mean,
It's a lot of work.
depending on the age of your truck and stuff, it ain't worth messing around. You might as well just like get yourself another radiator fitted. That's what I had on mine. I had to put a new radiator. I mean, it is what it is. It ain't worth trying to sort of bodge it and run because it's going to go wrong anyway.
Oh, yeah. I mean, second you put it goes under some extreme pressure, you're going to have some problems. Yeah, it's not worth doing something like that. Roll the dice said I had to drain about 8 gallons to get get it to stop. I tried brazing, won't do because it's vertical. Yeah, JB Weld, water weld. Hope we'll see tomorrow. Right on. So we got
JB Weld steel stick. I keep that just in case.
Yeah, there you go. See, I've used that on a few things, trying to just like get home, things like that.
I'll tell you what else I used, and it does bloody well work. Who's that Muppet? The guy that says you can like use his tape and spray stuff.
Oh, like the Flex Seal stuff?
That's the guy. I use that spray because my radiator let go in.
You hold on. You used Flex spray on your radiator.
It got me home.
How far?
140 miles.
Wow.
And about
That's impressive.
And about
That's
6
really
gallons of coolant. But it got me home. You know, like I say, once it starts playing up, go home. Don't try and make it last because it's going to come and bite you in the bum.
Yeah. Let's see.
MHD. This gentleman, MHD, that's the gentleman that was saying about his truck. Now he's with you guys, Landstar.
Yeah, so he's been at Landstar for 2 months. Nice, man. I've been at Landstar for 6 years now.
Yeah, because Matt's old.
And Landstar's been amazing to me. I have no issues with Landstar at all. I'm gonna have to turn on this light here in a few. But
yeah.
We got somebody that's in the back wanting to come in. Let me get to some of these comments real quick, and then we will bring in somebody else. So let's see here. The egg white is supposed to act like a temp seal. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard of guys cracking eggs in there.
Sounds like just trying to do an egg sandwich or something.
Yeah, put a little bacon in it.
Fried egg sandwich.
Either that or drop a nice weld on it. James M said. I just paid $4,500 to get it out of the shop. So for now, I'm trying to. So you finally got your truck back, huh?
Roll the dice. So the problem is trucks are ongoing, like a work in progress. This year, I've thrown into this truck, crikey, almost a kitchen sink. I've thrown about 25 grand into this truck this year. And I expect to throw more yet because I'm waiting for the gearbox to pop at some stage and the engine to pop. But I would rather make the money I'm doing and get those done and get more mileage out of it than go and buy a new truck, not in this climate, because it's getting sillier at the moment.
Yeah.
Pricing and stuff out. I think you need to watch and see where everything's going.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Aaron said, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" Aaron he's that 18-year-old that.
You were saying
I met at the Fly J in Kansas City. Yeah, he's already got a CDL. Yeah, so he's out training. He can only drive in Iowa, but he was still willing to ride around with his trainer out of state to just learn what he can, and I think that's awesome. Matt and Jen, just keep it. I was asking about it. Yeah, you're good, man. We'll Venmo it back to you. No big deal. Let me. What we got waiting in the house here? We got Aaron.
Aaron is the young chap, isn't it?
Aaron, yeah, he is the. There you are, buddy.
Hey.
What's going on, man?
Not much. Getting ready to head out tomorrow.
Nah, you staying in the state or you going out?
No, we're just doing some glass sampling tomorrow for Des Moines and Norwalk.
Okay.
I like Iowa. I like going out to Iowa. I mean, we do. I go to a few different places out there. I take glue and stuff out there.
Yeah.
But I just like it because it's flat, it's fresh air, and you can just like. It's pretty quick out there.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I like Iowa. It's flat. It's beautiful out there. I like that kind of country.
Yeah, I've been here
But
my whole life, so I know pretty much where everything's at without a GPS.
Nice.
I go to Sibley and stuff. Do you know where Sibley is?
No.
No. So you don't know too much.
Yeah, that's funny.
Okay. Yeah.
So you can drive around by yourself. You don't need a trainer in the state of Iowa.
No.
Okay, how does that work then? Because
Well, as of
I've
right,
heard of guys getting their CDL, but I've never met anybody that has one at 18.
as of right now, I have 6 weeks with my trainer Jamie. I should be finished by the end of this month, and then I'll have me in my own truck, and I'll be out on my own.
You're gonna have to stay in Iowa
Yeah,
until you turn 21.
tell him 21 anyway. Then I can go interstate.
Okay, nice. So are you getting onto like a pretty good sized company, or is it like a family member? Or
It's just like they're only like 76 drivers. They're not very big, but
okay,
I like it so far.
nice,
G&H has been doing good by me so far, so I appreciate what all they've done.
nice. That's good. That's real good to hear. So you got a few more weeks until you're out on your own truck. 6 more, you said?
I think I'm down to 2 more, I think.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you're moving right along.
Yep.
Heck yeah. That's pretty awesome. I got all these like wood bees
Yeah.
flying around the porch here trying to eat all the wood on the porch.
They always get flies, and I
76
hate it.
drivers. 76 drivers. That means that the thing is, though, working for a smaller company. This is when I came to this country. This is the first time I've ever worked for a mega company. That to me, I get on well with Schneider, but at the end of the day, I'm just a number. But with you being on a company that's like 76, they would know you by your first name and stuff like that, which is it's way different. Everybody sort of knows everybody, you know.
Yep, and that's how they do it. They always go by your first name because they know it by pretty well.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, most of the people on Schneider on the bulk side know me because I'm a red coat in their eyes, and that's the way they call it. And some call me a red coat and stuff like that. But hey, but if I spoke like American, it would be like you would get lost in that system because we have like there's only about 80 of us on this contract side, but they got about 800 on the company side of tankers. So and they just come and go. But yeah,
you have 800 tanker drivers there
on the company side.
Wow, I didn't realize y'all had that many tankers.
No,
I knew Snyder had just an abundance of dry van, but I didn't realize the tanker.
No, we're the smallest division on Schneider tankers.
With 800 trucks, 800 company guys, and you're the smallest division.
We're the most profitable because I think they said that the profit from tanker division, the chemicals and stuff like that, helps them go out and screw up the market on the dry van side. Which is ridiculous because when you look at their turnover and then you look at their net GP, is ridiculous. So I'm doing not too bad, James. It's just a shame that flipping England just lost tonight to the bloody eye ties.
The bloody eye ties.
Oh,
yeah, that's funny.
Bloody bunch of Mussolinis. But anyway,
I watched the game. That was a lot of the. Well, I watched from like I don't know, 60 something minutes on. It was a fun game. I've never watched soccer. My wife she's a middle school all the way up soccer player. So she had scholarships to a couple colleges for soccer, and then she tore her leg but yeah, she's all about soccer.
Yeah, England is about soccer and beer, and the two go together.
That's funny.
That's just the way it is, you know.
Oh yeah.
But, I'm so burnt.
Let me turn on this light, guys. Hang on.
The one downside of working with a tanker is our tanks have got aluminium around them, so they like the sun obviously reflects. So when you work around it, that heat that's beaming down, like today, I had to do an offload this afternoon in North Carolina, and it was 102 degrees, which would be minus 30. Hold on, 72, which would be 27 degrees in England. Is it 27 degrees? No, whatever. It was bloody hot anyway. And it's just burnt. I've been burnt so much over the last few days because of working next to these things. So all this is like, I've got like 3rd-degree burns, I think. So it's been hot. It's been like flipping hot.
You put some mustard on it? Some preparation H?
No, that sounds girly. Preparation H. What is that? It sounds. No, I just put a bloody hat on.
Just put a hat on.
I'm getting burnt.
We got Big Dog Trucker in here. Let me add him in here real quick.
Okay. Tell me about
Put a name to that face there, huh?
What's up, fellas?
What is going on? Oh, you're flashing there.
Hello, young
Mark?
man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm just sitting on the back porch, man, listening to you guys.
Yeah, no, we just sound like two old women. We're just talking.
Hey, at least it's somebody to talk to, huh?
I know. Yeah, that's the one downside with trucking is that it's a very, there's a lot of solitude to this job, you know.
Yeah. If you're the type of person that doesn't like to be alone, this is not the job for you.
There's a
I always
There's a
remember
lot
Matt
to it.
said something like months back, and I always remember him saying that we spend too much time here and we think too much, you know, because you do think about a lot. Because when you're driving, there's nothing to. I mean, yeah, you can see America from behind the windscreen, but we spend a lot of time on our own. You know, that's one of the downsides. Yeah, I mean, because this isn't just a job, this is a lifestyle, and you've got to get used to it. You know, because when I first came into this thing, it was like, somebody said, "Oh, you know, you're going to go over the road." Then I thought, "What the heck is over the road?" I mean, that means nothing to me. And then I started this, and then Schneider put me in a truck, and it was like that was mind blowing. Like, you're up, here's your truck, go and get it. It was in Augusta, and that was like it was an orange truck, and it still had the bloke's stuff and things out. And I'm thinking, what is that all about? And then I found a Quran in here and stuff like that. I'm thinking, what is that? So, but I just done my 6. Oh, yeah. I just thought, no, sod it. I'm going to hurry up and do my 6 months. Because in England, I've always worked for myself. So to be here, it was like, I don't know, dealing with Schneider, like being told what to do. It was like, it was a nightmare. So I had to get over to this where I could just do my own stuff, and it keeps me busy. But I'm looking to buy a truck at the prices are expensive. Larry's mobile detailing. Was that truck detailing or car detailing?
Looks like it might be.
Could be
car.
both.
He's got a car on his logo there, so I'm assuming it's going to be car. But truck detailing, man, if you could. I wonder if
we have that in town where they have car and truck detailing. And
you have one near you?
Yeah, in town, yeah.
Nice.
Except they charge up the wazoo, though.
Oh, I bet they are, man. It's a lot.
Wazoo. Who invented that word, the wazoo? That sounds so lame. It absolutely does. Bloody hell.
That's funny. Let me go back to that.
Yeah, I wish there was somewhere to get my truck clean around home, but it's like the closest place I can go to like get a truck washed is 2 hours away in Hammond, Louisiana. So I usually get mine washed while I'm on the road.
Yeah,
we have to go to Grimes to get ours washed.
Do what?
We have to go to Grimes to get our trucks washed because they don't have a washing station in the yard.
Oh, wow. So you have to outsource it?
Yeah.
Jeez.
But luckily we don't have to pay for it, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That Larry's mobile, though, he's asking about a quality use non-emission. You're going to pay like mega bucks for a non-emission for a glide or whatever. You're going to pay big bucks.
Yeah.
Because all this deaf stuff.
Non-emission trucks are bringing crazy money right now.
There's a place in Mississippi. That's all they sell. Is
Olive Branch. Olive Branch.
That's it. Yeah. And you look at the prices of those trucks. It's like, gosh, truth. They're like mega bucks, you know.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine trying to buy a truck now.
2016 Yeah, he had a 2016 389 non-emission, glider kit, and he wanted 205,000 for it with almost 400,000 miles on it.
Somebody will pay that.
205,000.
No, but somebody will pay that.
205. Yeah.
I mean, you can get a brand new
somebody will
truck.
pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you look
Buy
at
a
it,
brand new
say,
truck for that kind of money.
no,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean this one. I bought this brand new for 148 grand from Schneider through their lease purchase. So I paid extra anyway. But like I said, this year I forked out 25 grand. Last year, it all mounts up. It's like 15 here, 10 there, stuff like that. And when you look at it, I completely understand. Like say, like that place in Olive Branch, 205. That won't stay on there for long, because when you look at the bigger picture of how much it costs once you take away the emissions rubbish, it's just crap. I wish we could have non-emissions on Schneider, but they won't allow it unless it was grandfathered in from years back. You can't have a non-emissions on Schneider. They won't allow it, which is just.
I can imagine that they're trying to somehow get rid of those guys too. Whether it's something stupid, they're just like, well, that's your contract, buddy. See ya.
Oh, if you with Schneider and probably a lot of the megas, probably even with Landstar, if you've got like this one, if this had been a non-emissions truck, if I bought it from Schneider, I could keep it in Schneider. It's grandfathered in to the day this thing disintegrates.
Yeah,
like this one it can stay with Schneider until it disintegrates. But if you bring a truck from outside in, 10 years old and it's out, Schneider, because Schneider,
even if
the megas, they all work with the like FMCSA and stuff like that. They all work together. They're trying to control.
Yeah, they're trying to control the whole market and all that. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's because I didn't know that Schneider, one of the Schneider family and one of the Swift family, are on the board for the FMC for DOT and stuff. They're actually on the board.
Wow.
So they know. I mean, they just have so much control on what's going. The mega carriers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's kind of strange that they're such a big entity in this industry, yet they're on the board. Of course, they're gonna try and control it.
Kevin, whichever recruiter you spoke to misinformed you. You cannot bring a non-emissions truck into Schneider. And I can even send you an email from my boss's boss. You cannot bring, because I complained one day because I saw I think it was a Peterbilt or something, Peterbilt or a Kenworth, and I could clearly see there was no DEF tank on that, and it was pulling a tanker. And I said to Schneider, "Can I bring like a non-DEF truck in?" They said no, that truck was an original and was grandfathered in. Now, once that thing blows up or whatever, which if that person's got any sense, they'll never let it go,
Yeah.
But no, whoever told you that's misinformation. You cannot bring into Schneider a non-DEF truck. They won't allow it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's before I went to Landstar, I considered Schneider's choice board. So I was trying to do as much research, and I didn't even know they wouldn't take pre-emissions until after I've done weeks of research on both of them, just trying to learn, the different way that the companies do things. And then I found out by talking to a recruiter, because I called and I was trucking still. I called and they're like, "Are you on the phone? Are you driving?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm hands-free. I got a headset on." "Well, you're going to have to call us back when you're not on the phone."
They don't like it.
I'm like, "What?"
I know.
I'm hands-free. Come on.
No, they don't like it.
And I was like, "Can I bring a pre-emission truck?" And they're like, "No." So I was like, "All right, well, thanks for your time."
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even an option.
Yeah, I mean, they're totally dead against anybody using like handsets, anything. The only person I can talk to when I've got my headphone and stuff on is my boss is like the top guy that I deal with. He'll ring me and I'll say, "Look, I'm driving." He'll sort of say to me, "And?" And he'll carry on talking to me. And yet Schneider's rules are you can't speak while you're driving, whatever it is. it's crap.
Yeah, but I mean, you can listen to the radio.
I
You
know.
you can talk on a
that's the dumbest
CB.
thing. Yeah. You can't be
Yeah,
like, you're not allowed to do
distraction.
anything
That's what
like-
they're saying. You're being distracted.
Yeah,
I know.
I don't want any, baby. Thank you. I don't want any pineapple.
That's what I tell my wife when I get tired of talking to her on the phone. Honey, I'm driving. I got to go.
That's what I
Yeah.
say to my missus. If she's giving me too much earache, I say, look, hold on, mate, I've got to go. I'll catch you later.
I'm in traffic. I got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
think-
generally how I do it. If I'm getting in traffic or if I'm trying to find a location, I'm like, hey, I'm getting on the phone.
Mhm.
That or if I'm recording. I like those. But how's the new truck, man?
Well, I mean, I drove it from Dallas back here. I mean, it rides good, man. I mean, it's strong. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really strong. Right now, I've got it at a place here in Mobile, getting half fenders put on it, and just a
Okay.
few other odds and ends things. It was cheaper for me to buy than it was for me to order from the factory. So
Really?
there's a guy here in Mobile that's been in business for as long as I can remember. It's Horn Truck Service,
Okay.
and he'll do everything from stretch a frame to whatever you want done on the truck. So, he'll probably have
Nice.
it done hopefully tomorrow, because I've been home for almost 2 weeks now. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, especially with that new truck, you're ready to get out there and pound some
Show
pavement
off.
with it.
And show off and
Imagine.
get that driver's sunburnt arm. Yeah.
Let's do it.
What's the reasoning for stretching a frame? What is the reasoning for that?
That's compensation.
It's what?
I said compensation. You're compensating for something. But no, that's the comments I get all the time from my tall shifter. Like, oh, you compensating? I'm like, yeah, that's why I got a tall shifter. Stupid. No, I think it's just the style right now is the longer trucks. And then the longer the wheelbase, the smoother the ride, but the harder to navigate. So it's
That's got to be a pain in the arse though, trying to reverse in and stuff. And
oh man, some of the places I've been to, I couldn't imagine. I mean, even like E2 trucker, like he's got a small stretch on his truck. He's got a Freightliner Classic like I do. I couldn't imagine that. I mean, even just another like 4 foot or whatever he's got on his. I struggle as it is. I don't need a
Well,
long truck.
what happened to Big Dog? He's like turning into a little swirly thing.
I don't know. Either his radio or whatever. I'm gonna remove him from the. I'm gonna take him out.
Kick him out then.
Kick
Get
you out
out.
there, buddy. See ya. Waving from an hour north of Mobile. Right on. Let's see here. Scan. What is scan? Is that scan doesn't even want you touching the radio? Let's see here. I got some more comments. Let me back up.
Yeah.
Mission said something about a plane hit by a car in Chico, California.
Look at the rear wing. Action news now.
How is that even possible?
Only in America. You can do it.
How's the plane was hit by a car? Was it a flying car that hit a plane, or was the plane going down the highway and the car ran into it? Like, what? How does that even work? Let's see here. Asked you a little bit. Landstar. Okay, yeah. That's why I went with Landstar as well, because of I couldn't go to Schneider because of the older truck. You meant Schneider, not Scan. No big deal. That's what I assumed you meant, because that was kind of the conversation.
Didn't.
Don't have to just cut out on me. Hey, it's all right, man. No big deal there, big dog. TJ said he's an hour north of Mobile. I think Big Dog is actually in Mississippi.
North of Mobile, so he must be on I-65 and going up towards Alabama, up towards Montgomery.
Yeah. Let's see, I got somebody else in there. Aaron W. Man, you've been around for a long time. Let's get him in the stream here.
Who?
Mic check.
NW.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Sweet.
You got a headset on in there, dude?
Yeah, I thought the speakers would interfere with the mic, so I just threw the headphones on.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't this the gentleman you had on a few weeks back?
I'm always on.
He's always commenting. I don't think he's ever been on one of these here. No, I don't think so.
Well,
Never on camera. First time.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, welcome.
Yeah, good to be here. Good to finally
like
meet
doing
you. Like talk to you rather than through text. You know?
Oh yeah, it's a little awkward through the text, isn't it?
It's
It's it is on this end because it's like I'm having a conversation with myself. And
yeah.
I get
And you gotta
thoughts
keep
that are like
up.
comments are like, oh yeah, that's a good thought. Let me speak about that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of awkward, but
this
it's good we
StreamYard.
put faces to names too.
No,
Yep.
This StreamYard is an awful lot better though, because like you say, you can actually talk. Because like you say, trying to type like a full scale sentence in that quick and sort of, and you think, oh bugger, you know, it's got that.
Then to get your emotions or your feelings across, you know,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that with like, you know, texting or emailing or whatever. That's exactly what I tell my missus. You can't put true thoughts into a text or an email. I really don't care if people say you can, because you bloody well can't.
Right.
I know.
You know how many texts I read though that are like, I talk to somebody or I text somebody and I read it back and I'm like, wow, they got an attitude.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get emotion out of LOL or that's cool? You know, like just whatever. A few words.
Because you like I say, sometimes you guys have got a different terminology of stuff, and I get lost on stuff like even my
speak
missus
proper
now,
English.
No, but I mean, like even my missus, she's from Georgia. I mean, like we've been married like 11 and a half years, and we still sometimes get lost in translation. She'll say something and we end up almost in an argument over like something so trivial, because it's like, hold on a minute, you're misunderstanding me, you know.
Yeah,
I'm drinking Diet Coke, so it's a little bit gassy, this bloody thing.
Or you get them, like, what I hate is, you know, some of the females I've talked to via text, whether it be through like Snapchat or text or whatever, and after everything they say, it's LOL. Like, yeah, I went up to the store and bought some pop, LOL. Really? That's funny? Laugh out loud after everything you say. That gets irritating. But
okay, could you imagine if we talk the way we text? So it's, I went to the store and bought some pop. You really did that? That's what you do. Read your text and with the emotion that's put in there. LOL, LMAO, you know, stuff like that. Like,
yeah, are you really interested? Really? You're laughing your ass off, really?
Yeah, right.
I know, but I've seen in like some of these like messages where people leave stuff on YouTube though, like SMH. Is that rude or something?
That's shaking my head. That's just like, oh my gosh, just shaking my head. SMH, shaking my head.
That sounds pants. I thought it was something different. I didn't realize it was so flipping stupid like that. SMH, shaking my head. Oh my goodness.
All right, so TJ is going to correct us here. It's the LOL. It's the flirty giggle.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. After every sentence, though, it's like, come on, bitch.
LOL is definitely overused, hands down.
I know, but it's used to like where we used to live in Lawrenceville. Casey, my stepdaughter, she would be texting her friend that lives across the road, and I would say to her, just go over there and see her. Why would you text your friend? Right. And it'd be like that, you know. Everybody's talking through this stupid. I mean, to me, they call it social media. I call it anti-social media, because
absolutely, people
are starting to get disconnected. You know, what on earth happened? Like, get off your ass and walk across the road and say something.
Like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, look at all the keyboard warriors we have. You know, look at how many people can be behind a keyboard and just run their mouth and do all this. But in reality, in life, whatever, they're not that way at all. And it's quite funny. So, Aaron, you're from Michigan, right?
Which Aaron?
You. Aaron W.
I'm from Minnesota.
Minnesota. Okay, yeah. You sound like Michigan, so that's why I was.
May as well be Canadian. at this point.
Right? Yeah, it's pretty close. Minnesota. What part?
Well, you've been to the Twin Cities, right?
Yeah.
I'm about an hour north of that.
Okay. Nice. So you're way up there. Like you said,
Yeah.
basically Canada.
Yeah, I'm right in between the cities and Duluth, like right in the middle.
Is there a water plant in Duluth?
It's pretty industrious. There's all kinds of shit up there. I mean, it's right on Superior, so you have all the big ships and everything that dock there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff there.
Nice. TJ said my wife will text the kids in the same house. That's funny.
When they're downstairs and she's upstairs, or vice versa.
How big is that house, man?
No, that's just called laziness.
Right?
My brother will literally text me when he's like 2 feet from my room, and he'll literally text me instead of just coming and talking to me.
Jeez.
He's right across the hallway from me.
That's funny.
I do that with my missus sometimes. If we're sat there and we're watching the TV, I'll like go around the corner, I'll get myself a drink or whatever, and I text her like, you enjoying this program? And she'll like, she's got to look at the message. She'll say, "Oh, you."
That's funny.
Get me a beer, send.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our issue in this house is like, I'll tell our oldest, "Hey, go tell your sister to come here. Dinner's ready." Really? Dinner's ready? I could have done that. I didn't ask for you to scream for her. I asked you to go get her and let her know. Like, tell her, not just scream. Yeah. So that's
You should bring back the plastic cups and the string. Like I say, just ring them.
Hey, you're already prepared.
I am. I do that. I'm still used to that. I'm still trying to get used to Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. That's funny. Nice.
I got to think about Diet Coke.
Nevada wants to know if we are still in the race. The race has been postponed, from what I understand. As I know, I've seen the video that Sage put out that he said he's not doing it for whatever reason. He's not going to do it. So it's kind of, it's kind of on hold at this point, from what I understand. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with it. We have to kind of.
What race is this?
The Great Freight Race. So it's going to be Nick from Velox 18, Mark there, Nomadic-brit, myself, Nevada, and Team Tiny, and then Calvin Leaks. It was all going to be like a race to see who can gross the most. It was more of a kind of like a Deadliest Catch style that we were trying to put together on YouTube.
Sweet.
Yeah. So it's something like that, but it kind of fell apart. So we're gonna have to regroup and figure out what's going on. It wasn't my thing. I was brought into it, so I don't know what's going on.
Is everybody pulling the same trailer?
No.
No, it was different. Like Calvin Leaks is an owner operator, like with his own authority. Nick is his he has his own authority with his new truck.
But he was starting whereas that Calvin Leaks is a seasoned owner operator. Nick was just starting.
Yeah, so he just got his own authority. Like March or something like that. So he's had it for a while, but he's waiting in his truck. That's what he's been doing.
Right.
So he finally got his truck, and then it was going to be Mark, myself. I'm at Landstar. He's at Schneider doing tanker. So it's going to be like this big collage of like who can gross the most, who can make the most money, most profit, and what industry. New truck, used truck, tanker, whatever, just kind of thing. Leased on versus your own authority and your own trailer. Just different dynamics, different kind of things, and just see who, kind of like the Deadliest Catch, where you guys have different size boats, they have different size crews, but they're all after the same kind of game there.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what kind of time frame?
It was going to be over a couple of months, wasn't it?
Do what?
It was going to be over a couple of months, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was going to be like 10 weeks. So it was like 10 weeks to see who grossed the most at the end of 10 weeks. And
I
Yeah.
mean, over and above that though, the concept was it's like if you were coming in, it would give you different ideas of like, did you want to be a tanker driver? Did you want to be a dry van driver? Did you want to be a leased on driver? Did you want to be a full blown owner operator? It would give you different concepts
Yeah.
of and what potential monies you could earn if you were in that situation. Like me and Matt, we paid our trucks off and stuff like that. So there's another dynamic to that. You could be leased on with Landstar with a leased truck, you know, or you could be leased on with Schneider Tanker with a leased truck, you know. But there's different ideas. I understand the concept, and I think it's a very good concept, you know.
Yeah, it's
But,
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very
idea.
informative but competitive all at the same time. Kind of see who does the. Yeah, Nevada.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know when the regroup is going to happen. If it's going to happen, I don't know. That's. I mean, you said it. It's up to Velox. It's up to him. It was his baby, so he's gonna have to see what he wants to do with it. But yeah, I love the idea. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Plus, it was going to be like one British bloke against 5 Americans.
Yeah.
Third invasion.
So, all right, my wife and I were talking about this earlier.
Okay.
What's the difference between the British, like the Union Jack, and then the England flag, like the white with the cross?
That's all that's like the Wales, Ireland, and Scotland, you know, as like thrown in with us. But the Union Jack is the British, like me, like this.
Yeah, no, I see the shirt. Okay, so it's kind of like our state's flag versus our country flag. Is it something similar to that?
England
Basically.
versus United Kingdom.
No, I mean the United Kingdom is England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales.
Right.
And so when you see silly things like Mel Gibson doing his stuff,
You want this Mel Gibson? Oh my god!
no, because that guy teased me off because it's absolutely pathetic. You know, like I say, the thing is, like from England, right? We are England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales. We are the richest part of the 4 states. Like Scotland, I know Scotland keep wanting to do like Scotland want to keep doing, say, like they talk about their independence, but Scotland build our build our warships, and they look after our nuclear fleet of submarines and stuff like that. And if you took that away, they would be devastated. So that silly woman that runs Scotland that keeps saying, "I want independence," go jump off a cliff. You know, it's ridiculous. The Welsh. No, the Welsh, they keep quiet. They don't say a lot. The Irish, we've had years of like disagreements with the Irish and stuff like that. But we, you know, England is a proud country. I know we're obviously an awful lot smaller now because we even though we're the Commonwealth, we've given up a lot of stuff. And like I say, we were like 2/3 of this, 2/3 of the world was British. You know, the colonies and stuff like that. But no, you know, so that flag, I used to have one of those flags, but at the moment, obviously, I keep like, whoops, my Union Jack. But I used to have one of the white flags, which is all the, you know, the other states, because Wales like to be recognised by that, Ireland likes to be recognised by that.
Okay, so that's why it's a white flag with a cross in the middle. So it's divided into 4 pieces. So it'd be like the 4 states. Okay, because I noticed in the soccer game that they were wearing the white flag, and the fans all had the white flag with
because they're representing they're representing the whole of the United Kingdom, which is England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right on.
But the Union Jack is just us British.
Jermaine Gold. So Aaron, do you drive?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I bought a 06 W9 back in November. First time owner operator. Was a company guy for, I've had my CDL for 19, 20 years.
Wow.
But yeah, I made the plunge last November and bought my truck. Still
Did
paying
you pay cash for it? Or is it, do you finance it or what?
Oh, I finance it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I got my payments down to about $1,400 a month. It's kind of where I wanted them. It's not going to break you.
Yeah, that's something you can handle. Yeah, okay.
And I've been I lease on to a smaller guy just north of me, and it's 85.15.
That's pretty good.
Okay.
Charges me 5% to pull his trailer, and then
So would it be 80-20 then with that 5%, or is it 90-10?
90-10 and then 5 for his trailer.
5%, okay.
Yep.
Right on.
And since November, I've been pulling, 99%. I think I did one or two coyote loads, but otherwise it's been C.H. Robinson the whole time. And
wow,
okay.
I've dealt with the same dude, and I got no complaints so far.
The C.H. Robinson, is that the ones Nick from Velox 18? There was one that he was not excited about their detention time.
I think that was 10 roads.
Yeah, but I thought there
10
was
roads logistics.
I thought there's one of the carriers, one of the brokers. I thought it was not. Was it C.H. Robinson?
Yeah, he deals with C.H. Robinson, 10 roads, Coyote. I'm sure there's some others that he's probably mentioned, but yeah, I know those are like 3 of the bigger brokers. Some other people might be able to fill in too. I don't know.
Okay.
Nevada says sounds like a good deal. No, you're not blocked in. That's Jermaine. What's going on, Jermaine? You still on vacation, brother? Jermaine went on vacation first time in years. Took his wife on vacation. That man is y'all don't know Jermaine is the one that does the IndyCar.
Yeah.
NASCAR. He does, I believe it's IndyCar, right?
Yeah, he's got a real hard life there, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, he said or mentioned something along the lines of that there's a lot more work to this one than there is with the NASCAR, because NASCAR, they all have their own garages, like they got permanent garages there, but with the IndyCar, the truck and trailer is the garage. So there's a lot more setup from what I understand, the way he was talking before.
Okay.
But Aaron, have I thought about switching to step deck like truck or AK? I don't know enough about it. I don't really. Right now with the market and dry van, I don't see a point in doing moving to something that requires more work, more effort, more something I have to learn all over. When I can just close the doors and make $7,800 for 600 miles round trip, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not scared of it. I have no problem going to step deck or heavy haul or anything like that.
You're talking like a robot. You're talking like a robot again. My name is Matt. I'm talking like a robot. I am Matt.
Sounds like you're in a tin can.
Yeah.
Another dimension.
No.
That's what Nick wanted me to do last time.
I know. I was thinking about the other day, and I'm thinking, where have I got that from? I thought, yeah, Nick, Velox 18.
It's the geography lesson tonight, right? Yeah, big dog. We definitely got that about across the pond there for sure. Jermaine says it's way more work, but it's awesome. I can imagine. I would love to be just part of it for a day. I wouldn't even know what to do. I'd be so like in awe. I'm just like,
throwing them tarps around's got to be a bitch. You ever seen how much one of those weigh?
Dude, I almost got cut in half by a Conestoga.
Let me get the violins out. Hold on.
Right.
100-pound tarps.
Yeah. No, I've just never. It's never really interested me enough to like make the move. I got a buddy that I talked to, Terrell. He does step deck with Landstar. He's got a triaxle trailer that him and the bank own, as he says. And he loves it. He loves doing it. But he'll pick up loads at Landstar that are $1,200 to go 200 miles. But he's got a tarp and he's got to chain it. I'm like, I can pick up a $1,200 load 200 miles, and I just got to close the door. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense to me. It's a lot more work, and I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But you guys had fun chatting with you guys. Enjoyed it. But Hey, yeah, Aaron, it was good, man. Next time we do this, feel free to join us again. It's a
Yeah,
lot
get
of
the
fun,
bed.
guys.
It's because he's still a kid. Okay.
It works less doing flat and oversized than here at Schneider.
Oh, you
So,
were
like, you didn't truck a whole lot, or you just like physical labor was less? Is that what you mean?
So you, T.J. Johnson, you're at Schneider where? What, on van or? Well, you must probably on van because are you on van or flatbed or? Because Schneider's getting into flatbeds big time now because Schneider used to own a flatbed side and then they sold it, which was Maverick, became Maverick. That was Schneider's flatbed side. There must have been something in the clause that they couldn't go flatbed for X amount of years, and now suddenly the fuel island at Atlanta has been converted into a flatbed operational thing, so they can teach people how to do flatbed. So they're starting up a flatbed side again as well, Schneider.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing I found with Schneider, it's like Schneider they have no problem blowing money, They started up, they bought, who did they buy? They've been buying up companies. If they didn't work out within 6 months, they shut them down. I mean, they'll buy a company for 200 million, doesn't work out, they just shut them down. And then they buy up something else, and it's crazy, but
so let me ask you guys this. I'm in a couple trucker groups on Facebook and whatnot.
Okay.
And the latest topic seems everybody's panicking about the PRO Act. You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Hold on, I didn't hear you. The what act?
The PRO Act.
Pro, like PRO?
Yeah.
Okay. And
the biggest thing they seem to be sweating is the insurance rate hike.
Yeah.
It's up to 2
4
million.
million.
Is it 4 million?
Yeah. 4 million. At the moment, it's 2 million on some of it, but my boss was telling me the other day, it's the way what they're trying to do is shut down a lot of people, and that insurance, the insurance is going to be one of the killers because they're going to try and up it to 4 million.
So, what do you think that's going to do to our insurance rates?
Oh, your premiums are going to go skyrocket.
Like you double?
If not more.
No shit.
I mean, you got to figure you got all these mega carriers out there that are just
self-insured.
They're trying to eliminate all the competition. So the easiest way to do it is to do something that they can afford, but you can't afford. They can afford because they insure themselves.
They insure themselves. Yep.
Yeah, so they can afford to pay. I'll pay whatever I need to pay, but I know you can't do it, so whatever, dude. I think that's kind of the attitude from the big guys is they don't care.
Like at Schneider, I pay approximately $5,000 a year for all my insurances, for the bobtail, everything.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Whereas you're probably paying like maybe 20 grand. That seems to be something that I hear bouncing around. It's 15, 20 grand a year. You got
anywhere between like 8,500 to 20 grand. Yeah.
Right. And you've got to have your own authority over, and as the years go on, your insurance rate comes down, unless unfortunately something happens. But for us working for mega carriers, that's one of the plus points, because we're under that umbrella that if shit hit, if something hits the fan, we're okay, Jack, because it's on them. They've got to suck it and see. Whereas unfortunately, somebody like yourself, that's going to reflect over the next coming years in your premiums and stuff,
Yeah, so I pay like $210 a week right now.
I pay $195 a year for all my insurance, or $195 a month for my insurance.
Damn.
That's $19 some change, so like $20 a week for my bobtail, and then $114 a month for my comprehensive collision at Landstar.
So have you ever done the math, like Landstar taking the 35%? And have you compared that to, where I'm going with it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's the normal. Like I get that a lot from people like, I couldn't give them 35%, but it's not a flat 65-35 cut. That's what people don't think. So a load could pay $1,000, and you could have a really good fuel surcharge on a load that pays $1,000, and you might get $250 for fuel, and then $150 for loading, unloading, and then the remainder of that is the line haul. But you get the loading and unloading and fuel. You get 100% of that. So they take 65% of the line haul alone. Any of the accessorials, so loading, unloading, hazmat, like the things we have to touch it, our fuel surcharge we get 100% of. But I mean, we get, like, I filled up in, where did I fill up the other day?
The fuel discounts.
Dude, I got $100 off the pump price when I filled up with like 132 gallons. Well, $94 was my discount after getting fuel on 132 gallons. I mean, our tires we get tire discounts, we get equipment discounts. We have the at any given time there's 65,000 plus loads on the load board at any given time, and I can book my own freight. I can literally do anything I want to do, just like a real owner operator. But I don't have any of the paperwork. I don't have to do anything other than pay my HUD tax, which I electronically file, and then they automatically get a copy of the watermarked.
The HUD tax, Schneider does that for me as well. They do everything.
Oh, nice.
And like our choice board, we don't have to calculate nothing. That's the weirdest thing. On our tanker choice board, the price that it sees, that's what you're going to get. You may get detention, which there's an awful lot. There's generally a good chance you're going to get detention on most jobs because for the time it takes to get this product off and blah blah blah. But our prices show you that's what you're going to get. And from what I understand, that's what a lot of the dry van at the moment. Schneider have got two on their dry van side. They have the Legacy, which is the original choice board, and now they got this all-in. Now, from what I understand, the all-in is almost like the way that we have on Tanker Division. It just shows you exactly what you're going to get paid, and that's it. Boom, done.
Yeah.
Our fuel discount, every 2 weeks we get an update on what our discount is going to be off of Pilot Flying J, because there's some connection between Schneider and Pilot Flying J, because from what I'm led to believe, Pilot Flying J got into some financial problems years back with some promotional stuff.
Yep.
Schneider bailed them out.
Oh.
So
I didn't know that. I knew they got into some lawsuits and they lost their lawsuit real bad.
Right. And the Schneider family got involved, and that's why there's such a connection between Schneider and Pilot Flying J.
Okay.
But every 2 weeks we get a discount, but at the moment it's like down to about 40. Most of the states is 42 cents off of the cash price for the diesel per gallon. But in like California and all on that left side is 52 cents. I don't know why there's a differential. But those few states on the northeast, south, on the west coast, there's 52 cents off. But we're currently getting 42 cents. But every 2 weeks, that will get updated. It could be less, it could be more. And then they also it's a trivial amount from Love's. I think it's like 5 cents. But Schneider is a money-making machine. You know that there's a bigger discount behind that. Everything that Schneider does, there's a premium for. Like if we use the card, it's $1. If you go to like TA, it's $2 to use the Schneider card.
Network.
Which is that's like the Schneider one, that's a Schneider fuel card.
Okay, so we don't have a fuel card that comes out at the end of the week for us. We have data cards that we can load when we book a load.
I think that's Comdata.
Yeah.
Is that Comdata?
And then they take it out of that. But I can get on the Comdata app and I can look at anywhere in the country and I can see what the fuel cost is with the discount, without the discount, and with fuel tax. So I can pick where along my route where I want to get fuel. And the cheapest place might be a Speedway. It might be a TA. It might be a Pilot or Flying J. I mean, it just kind of depends on where I'm going and what the fuel prices are.
Like I said, Schneider Direct, even Schneider has on their company side, Schneider is very computerized. It's very
Yeah.
you know, they like the company guys are very controlled. And on here, there's a button you press, and it will work out. It knows how much fuel you have in your truck, and it will calculate along the route where it wants you to stop to fuel up and how many gallons to put in.
That's for fuel tax generally.
Well,
How that works.
I mean, for whatever they do, but it's all about. I mean, they're very controlling, you know, on the company side, and it's kind of weird. But I'm just trying to find one of the messages that tells us.
Hey, you're letting the bugs in, buddy. Don't do that, okay?
Hold on.
You don't need to. Come on.
That's a screw up. Hold up. I'm trying to find it. There's a message we get every 2 weeks. I'm just trying to find it, and it's a very uniformed ETA.
So a big dog, you pay $18,000 a year for insurance.
That's what I'm saying. That seems to be anything between 15 to 20 seems to be that average.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I think that's one of the biggest problems with trucking is our insurance costs are so high.
For the owner operators that have got their own authority, it is.
Oh yeah. I mean I pay what, $200, just under $200 a month. Yeah, my insurance nowhere near 18 grand a year.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't messed with mine because one of the things I learned that a lot of the drivers don't know, when you lease on with Schneider, if you buy a truck through them, I was paying like 1,000 a week, 1,100 a week, and once that truck, I don't care, I'm a tart, I'll do it. But once that truck got like every 5,000 increment, you would ring up the insurance people and they would bring down the insurance a bit more because it's off their own back anyway. And I haven't done it for ages, but I was telling owner operators that have been on here for like years, and they were ringing up and getting like $100 discount and stuff like that because they didn't even realize, because they didn't pay attention to what we were told. Oh, see, let me show you. This is what I get every 2 weeks, right? You should be able to see it. Can you see this?
It's just a bright light.
Hold on. Closer.
Oh, that's it.
Is it any better?
I can't see what it says. I can't read it.
Okay, you're blind. Anyway.
That's okay. I'm not British, so that makes up for the blindness.
Yeah. Okay. But it does say, attention owner operators, fuel discount update, effective Wednesday, July the 7th, because that says every fortnightly. The discount retail off of retail Pilot Flying J in the states of Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington will be 47 states. All the rest of the states in the country is 37 cents at that time. Please note the Pilot Flying, and then the rest of it, like Pilot Express or 19 Mr. Fuels, there's no discount, even though it's the same company, but we don't get that, you know.
You don't get a discount. See, Showtime is $18K a year. This is steep. I pay $8,300 a year. That's a whole lot better. Now, what year truck is that, Showtime?
Yeah, but with that Showtime, how long have you been like your own owner operator? And what is that? Everything from your cargo to your bobtail to your what's the other bloody thing you do here? There's variations, isn't it? There's other things that they for everything.
That's Big Dog. It says 18K a year is that's for everything. But Big Dog's, you got a brand new Peterbilt 389. Are you under your own authority, Big Dog?
Must be rough.
What?
Must be rough. Brand new 389.
All right. Terrible. How's that 06? What do you want to pay for that thing?
50.
And you bought it in November, you said?
Yep. And it's got a it's the C15 Acer cat, so it's a twin turbo, but it still has the EGR, which has been deleted. But yeah, come and get me. Come and get me. But those trucks, pre-emissions cats, and I mean they're like gold now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, mine's a 07 glider kit with a 12.
He's talking like a robot again. Somebody Matt, you need to put your batteries in. You sound like a robot.
Another dimension.
No, that sounds weird.
Covering up your mic?
No, I'm not holding it. I'm not doing anything.
Huh.
Every now and then you guys will sound like a robot too, so.
Okay, just all talk like robots.
Another dimension.
See, now Velox is in here because you said that, because he was like singing that thing.
Yeah. Where you at, Nick?
But Aaron, what trailer have you got?
Oh, I pull a 2017 Great Dane.
Just drive that.
Yep.
But you haul like everything and anything, like hazmats and the whole 9 yards, or?
I don't have my endorsement.
Okay.
But I don't know. I kind of talked to the broker about it, the guy I always deal with, and he's like, for his, the amount you'd use it probably ain't worth,
right,
keeping it. But
what is your company? Are they hazmat certified?
That's a good question.
So if they're not, there's no point in you getting it. You're not supposed to all hazmat anyways.
I didn't even know the company had to be certified.
Yeah, your companies are supposed to, like, certain companies, or not certain, but companies are supposed to be hazmat certified, whatever it is, qualified, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because you have to have permits to haul hazmat. So you can't, just because you got a hazmat endorsement, you can't just go haul a hazmat load. You got to have permits for it.
Right.
Okay.
Like liquor and beer, you gotta have permits to haul liquor and beer.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. He's on 54 West. What is 54 West? Is it storming here too? No, it's not. It was earlier today. It's rained a little bit here and there.
No, it's humid here in Georgia.
Yeah, once again, you missed everything.
Yeah, Velox.
Big Dog says he's had his own authority for 8 years. Okay. And your insurance? Well, I guess it's that new truck. That's why your insurance is so high. I would assume. I don't know enough about it, but
yeah, because the other gentleman's was a classic, 04 classic.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's the same thing. I got just a 04.
What year is your one?
Mine is an 07.
That's in bloody good shape for a 2007 truck.
Well, thank you.
No, but when I've seen it, it doesn't look 14 years old.
Yeah, I thought the same thing, like watching your videos and shit. And I'm like, man, he keeps a clean truck.
I mean, it's starting to show her age. Like, I got on the roof, if you've noticed, like the clear coat starting to peel. So I got some patches in the clear coat on the actual roof. And I got some, like, the aluminum corrosion underneath some of the paint, kind of like around some of the door stuff, and just some spots here and there. It's kind of showing, but
we'll sort it out, Matt. For Pete's sake, sort it out.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I spent all weekend polishing with the wheel. Mm-hmm. That was fun.
Nope, not for me. I've done it, and I don't. And
that's
you use your hand, or was it to use the machine?
Use the machine.
Oh, okay, so at least you're smart there. I had a local guy here that wanted to, like, she put on Facebook, like, hey, is there anybody local that does the mobile machine polishing? And she had this guy reach out that was like, hey, yeah, I'll do it for $350.
I know.
It's like, what do you got a machine? You got a hand polish? Oh, machine looks the same as hand polishing, so I'll hand polish it. I don't. Either you got some, like, extra fast hands or something. I don't know what's going on, but it does not look the same, brother.
Right.
It wound up being like a silly story.
Man, be like,
right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I did the front half of the truck, and I did it in 2 stages, 2 different kinds of rouge. And man, I was so beat by the time I got done with that. I had the drives left, and I'm like, you know what? pay somebody to do the drives. I couldn't take it.
Hold on, I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. I want to just check the temperature of this trailer because it was still steaming when I connected to it.
Yeah, whatever. That's fine.
Hold on, where's my torch?
Do you? Yeah, I've done the hand polishing thing, and if you notice in my videos, I polished a real small portion from like the front of my tank to the first strap. I hand polished it, and I'm like, I got this, no big deal. And I did that, and I was like, man, it is not worth it.
Right?
I can't get it to enough of a shine to justify continuing. So I got like a 2-foot square on my tank, basically, that's polished.
Yeah.
Polished. The rest isn't. Like, that ain't gonna work. But yeah, not all states require liquor license for all beer. No, you're right. Some of them do. TJ, we'll ask him whenever he gets back in the truck because he can't see the comments. Aaron, you probably can if you're using 2 different devices. But I know Mark's using his phone, so he can't see the comments unless I click on them and put them up here for him. Let's see here.
I got dual screens going.
Nice, yeah. So you can see the comments before I put them up there.
Yep.
Nomad, thinking of heading to Landstar, do you need to get hazmat endorsement before? Heath, you don't have to have the actual endorsement before you get on at Landstar. You have to have proof that you're getting it. So either a receipt from the fingerprint, like when you get your fingerprints done, or proof that you've passed your test. So it's better to just get it done and have it all. It just kind of streamlines the process. But they'll give you 45 days once you get hired on to actually get your endorsement.
Can I just say something as well? With Heath, there's a website you need to go to called www.crist.com. That has every endorsement question and answer for every state in this country, and it's free. And every time I have to do my hazmat, I have to do my hazmat obviously when I have the license updated. And it's got all the questions for your state, all the questions and all the answers, and it is free, and you can keep going through it and do it because that will help you out no end. You at the yard in Atlanta? No, I'm at TJ Johnson. I'm at Morrow, which is the tank place, Express Tank Wash over at Morrow. I'm trying to stay out of that area because they're trying to get out in the morning without hitting that traffic. But yeah,
you need to be going to bed here soon, don't you?
What?
So you need to be going to bed here soon, don't you?
No, that's girly. I can do it.
That's girly. That's girly.
Yeah.
You're so not politically correct, Mark, at all.
I know, and I don't care.
No, I know.
It's a heavy burden for us British, but I'll carry it.
It's a heavy burden. Hey, thanks, big dog. I try to take care of it. It needs some things, but we'll get to that. I mean, it's a work truck. It's not quite a show truck. I did put it in a truck show in 2015. 2015 or 2016. I got second place. So that's pretty cool.
I've only ever seen 2 red ones. Your one and that one that pulled up behind me in Chattanooga.
I see red ones all over. All over the place I see them. And I look for the if you look at my pictures on Instagram, the latest picture I posted, you can see that there's like a faded circle or an oval underneath my that window that's on my roof. That was the old logo. It uses like an old oval for Equity Transportation. This big ugly oval is right there, and it's on my doors too. So I got these old faded where the stickers were on there for so long that you can still see the ghost of the sticker. So I when I see a red Columbia or a Coronado or a Classic, that's what I look for. I'm like, oh, that was an old Equity truck.
Come on, Matt. That justifies a paint job.
It does, but I just
suck the wife into it.
Yeah,
man, nah. I would like to get it painted. She wants to paint it a like hunter green kind of. I'm like, all right, that's totally different than what I thought you were gonna say, but I mean, hunter green's all right. I'm cool with that. She has an eye for beauty, so she can very easily go this, and this will work. that won't work. Stay away from that. And she wants me to put a blue steering wheel in the truck with a red dash and like a metallic marbly blue, something like that steering wheel. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that would look good. But I went with the white one because I didn't listen to her. And now my white one's all beat up and stained. And well, my ring, I've noticed my wedding ring, like if I grab the wheel too hard or something, it'll put a dent in the wood. So I got these little dents. If you guys, when I'm doing the driving view, you look at my steering wheel, there's like little dents in the wood. It's very frustrating.
Then you look at your ring and you got little shavings underneath there.
Little white specks everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, no problem, Heath. Man, stay safe.
Yeah, and don't forget to check out that website, Heath. That'll help you out with the hazmat and stuff. So,
some old school truckers and newbies. Yes, there are some newbies, and you know what? I can't get mad at the new guys. Like, I have no problem with new guys getting into it. I just wish they were trained by old school truckers. I wish there was not 6 months of experience driving a truck, and now you can train somebody because you don't know anything. We're still new. You're
Which
new.
happens all the time.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, I mean, look at what is it? CR England. The back of their trailers are like train, lease, drive, and train. And I'm like, how can you or lease, train, drive, whatever it is? You can lease one of their trucks right out of school. You can train somebody as a lease operator. Or you can drive, and it's like, how is that even an option, right? Like, you have no experience, you have no idea what you're doing.
That's the same on Schneider Tanker, 6 months, which is unbelievable. Yeah. Because I remember when I went through their class when I started as a company driver, the class behind me, I actually saw one of these gentlemen that later on, like 6 months later, I saw him and he's a trainer, and I'm thinking, my God, really? Because this is a learning curve. Like a tanker is a learning curve. There's new curveballs, even though bloody hell, I'm like 5.5 years down the road and there's still weird things happen. And so how on earth can a trainer know after 6 months, this is the way to do it? That's just mind blowing. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's insane to me that these guys, I mean, they're just young. I have no problem with young people getting into trucking. Like that's how it's going to work. New people coming in, new generations, and that's fine. But we need some more boundaries for training. I think we need to be
for definite.
I remember when I first got into heavy hauling, and nobody showed me a thing. Like the owner of the company was like, "Just go here, get this machine, figure it out." And
wow.
Yeah. And, you have the tractor, you have the Jeep, you have the trailer, and then you have a Stinger. So you're like, 12 axles. And some of that shit is pretty complicated, technical on what you got to do with your axle weights and stuff. You're setting your hydraulics and your boosters, and everything's got to be perfect, and your load's got to be in the right spot. And nobody showed me a damn thing. And at that time, I wanted training. I'm like, somebody show me how to do this stuff. And I don't know. I had to figure it out on my own. And although I didn't want to, but if you got a brain in your head, hopefully you pick up things pretty quick.
But
a little common sense goes a long ways.
What's that?
With your situation now, Aaron, are you happy you have gone like owner-operator with what you do? Or do you regret it? Or are there small regrets or whatever?
Well, I don't know. I'm still kind of new to the point where, I haven't been in it long enough I know it's expensive as hell, and I've had, in the beginning, I had some pretty bad luck. I had, the truck I bought, I'm coming to find out that it was kind of neglected, and it wasn't kept up like it should have been. And like my first 2 weeks out in that truck, my radiator went, and that was $3,500 in and out of the shop. I had barely any time out there making any money, and all of a sudden I have this, $3,500 bill.
Right.
That's a large bill in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then like another week or two later, I lost a brake chamber, and then here, a month and a half ago, I had to do kingpins, tie rod ends, a drag link, and
Wow.
it's like I'm getting hit with all these huge expenses trying to catch the truck up to
Right.
where it should be, where it should have been,
Mm-hmm.
But I knew about the expense part going into it, and I knew there's breakdowns, they're gonna happen. It's not if, it's when.
Oh yeah.
But I love the freedom of doing what I want, when I want,
Right.
going where I want. You can't beat that.
I mean, see, because with me, it's like I know my areas that I want to work in. Like I follow the weather. Like I'll normally go in the north in the summer and stuff like that. But once I know that bad weather's coming, I don't touch the north. I just stay in the south, like Texas to the Carolinas, pretty much up to like Tennessee, and just sort of that area, because the worst we get is an awful lot of rain. Whereas you go north and it's like snow and all that horrible stuff, and I don't like it. I got too girly, In England we have bad weather, but here I've just got so used to it now. I don't want to do it, and I don't have to do it, because I can,
obviously,
you can afford.
Yeah, I hear you. And me being from Minnesota, snow and ice is normal to me.
Yeah.
But I'm still kind of scared to go deal with the mountains in the winter, and I probably will continue to stay away from them.
Yeah, I mean, I try and stay away from them, because obviously our product, our tankers don't have any bulkheads, so that liquid's moving around all over the place. So when you go through the mountains with liquid, it gets a bit hairy at times, because your trailer's moving around and stuff like that, and you start seeing your brakes start to smoke a bit, and you just,
oh yeah.
So I try to stay away from the mountains. The only time I generally go through the mountains, like Virginia and stuff out, is when I'm empty. If I'm picking loads out of Pennsylvania, I'm coming out through Ohio, because like the hills are like this rather than like that.
For sure, yeah.
I don't like it.
When are you going to put out more content, Mark?
I started doing some more at the moment. I just think I need to. The problem I've got at the moment is with Schneider on the tanker side, we're getting buried at the moment. We have not got enough drivers, and they keep the load board. I've never seen it like it. It's just loads are coming on all the time, and we can't get anything relayed because they haven't got any driver backup or whatever, which is crazy. And like that one I did yesterday, that one in Chicago, 19 hours they made me sit there. Great for the detention, that was no problem, but it pushes me. Like I should have been in North Carolina this morning at 8 o'clock. Got there at 4 o'clock. Normally in the worst times, sort of like they would like have a problem with that, but now Schneider's sort of saying, well, it is what it is. And then tomorrow I'm supposed to be in Louisiana by Baton Rouge for by 3 o'clock, and it's pushing it. That's 500 miles away. I know they're an hour behind, but then I've got to go over to Texas, up to Freeport or down to Freeport, 1,000-mile run back up to Cincinnati. I mean, these are all great paying loads, but like I say, and you're on them now, and you're going to get there when you're going to get there, because we're just getting buried. And when I looked at the board earlier on to see, look, I was going to say to Schneider, look, can you take some of these off and I'll swap them, because I know we've got a driver thing, but it's just crazy.
You got worse. That's good.
I know, but I've never seen it like it is now. In all the years I've been with them, I've never seen it like this. The rates are going up and up and up. The loads are definitely going up and up and up, and it's just crazy. But
you guys ever watch the Smart Trucking channel with that feller out of Canada?
Uh-huh. I actually get involved with that sometimes. I'll ask him questions and stuff like that.
I've never seen it.
He's a knowledgeable dude, man.
Yeah, he's just
Old
a nice
school.
chap. Yeah, he's been around obviously for years, and he's just a nice chap to talk to, you know.
Yep. He seems to think though it's coming around for the driver.
In what way?
Pay, rates, and
I think, you know, and this is just me, and this is just my thoughts. It was like the place I went to today. I was told this is an urgent delivery. Get it there. I went to it was Owens Corning in North Carolina. I get there with 5,000 gallons of acronol, which is used in bonding and stuff like that, and they haven't even got enough room in their tank. Now, this thing that there's a supply problem, I think everything's starting to get caught up. Now, the problem is if everything gets caught up, that tells me that surely rates will start to come down because, you know, we are at max fulfillment, stuff like that. So I don't know how long these sky high rates, I mean, let's not be silly about it. They ain't going to last. They're only here for a time. But the problem is everything, all this stuff, all these rates, which is great for the owner operator to get like, you know, I can get like 10,000, blah, blah, blah. That's great. But somebody's going to pay for that. And that's all of us lot are going to pay for that through whether it's your food's going to be more expensive, your clothing is going to be more expensive. Everything's going to go up.
The consumer.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
Right. And then the problem is, you know, you might be doing something that's $3 a mile. When really, is it really worth $3 a mile? Because the reflection is your cost of living is going up and up and up. And I just wonder how much longer that's going to last. I mean, maybe up until Christmas. Definitely up till Christmas. Because you got boats offshore that can't even get in because there's stuff just stuck on. They can't get drivers in to get the stuff out of ports and stuff like that. But there's a catch-up period that things will get caught up. Like I found out today with that one there. That was just crazy trying to get there, you know.
I think it's the same problem as our minimum wage keeps going up.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, the more you have to pay an employee, the higher your products have to cost. I mean,
right.
that's the nature of the beast. So yeah, the more expensive it costs to ship something, the higher it's going to cost on the back end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because corporate America is not going to wear those increases. It's going to get passed on. And like I say, you know, and the ironic thing is that, like I say, like for Aaron, he might be getting X amount of money, but he, at the end of the day, is the one that's going to pay more for that stuff that he's shipping.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like a catch-22, you know?
Yeah, we might make $10,000 extra this month, but I mean the cost of fuel went up. The cost of different things go up. Yeah.
The cost of everything's gone
so
up.
It's eventually going to be a wash, and we're going to pop. And
can I just say,
2008.
Michael Stevens is asking, you have baffles on your tanker? No, a single compartment tanker has no a chemical tanker. There's a difference between a chemical tanker and a fuel tanker. A fuel tanker that has baffles. A chemical tanker, which is everything except fuel, we don't have baffles in these tanks unless it's a multi-compartmental tank. That's a bit of a tongue twister. But unless it's a multi-compartmental tank, which Schneider's got a few of them, not many, because a multi-compartmental tank means that you could be delivering like acid to this Joe Blogs, defoamer to this one. It'll be broken up into 3 parts or 4 parts inside, but no, 99% of these tanks have no baffles. So when I put my brake down too quick, I got 22 tons of product coming forward that slams into the bulkhead of the tank, that pushes my truck forward, that my brakes can't stop. 22 tons behind it.
How many gallons is that?
About a full tank, 45,000 pounds, depending on the thickness of the product, is generally 5,000 to 5,500 gallons of product.
Okay.
So that's a lot of swilling around up and down and left and right and backwards and forwards. That's what freaks out a lot of drivers, that they go out and suddenly put the brakes on and suddenly you get smashed down the road or whatever. Whereas obviously with a dry van or a flatbed or stuff, as long as you've secured everything, nothing's going to move, you know. But when you drive a tanker, when you accelerate and you think, oh my God, I realized what I just did, you realize you're going to get yanked back They're pushed forward. That's why, you know, you try and stay out of built-up areas like with traffic lights and stuff like that, because you're stop, start. You know, it's just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and like people confuse, they think baffles are the different compartments. A lot of people, because like our fuel tanks, like I have a 150-gallon fuel tank on either side of my truck. They have baffles in them, and it's just it's like a Swiss cheese.
Right.
Basically, you just slow the product down. And but like a fuel tanker, those are different compartments. So you got 1,000 gallons here, where whatever the capacity is for each different product, so you can haul multiple products.
Right.
And, food grade does not have any baffles or different compartments, right?
Because of cleaning. They have to. It's like with this. Tomorrow I'm picking up defoamer, which is, to cut a long story short, defoamer takes the bubbles out of water. So when you go to a paper plant, and paper plants use masses of water in production, and when they pump it back into the rivers, it's got to be, this defoamer's got to be used on it to take all the bubbles out and stuff, to return it back to the water as natural water, like the way they picked it up. But just because it's defoamer today, and next day it could be something else. That's why these tanks have got to be completely clear. So when that machine gets put inside and starts spraying around that seriously hot water and steam and everything, it can get to every part of that tank.
Yeah.
And that's why there's no compartments in this. So I used to haul tanks. All I haul now is totes. Totes and drums, that would be like having a tanker but with bulkheads in, because that product can only move the width of that. Well, it's not going to move a lot, you know.
No,
it's like putting walls all the way down your truck. It can only move that little bit. But this, like you say, there's nothing. So it's backwards, forwards.
Yeah, I've hauled totes that are 46,000 pounds of. You got 12 totes or whatever it comes out to, and they're heavy, obviously, and you still have that sloshing, that whatever. Right. What is it called? It's not slosh. What is it called? Surge. Yeah, you still have that surge effect. It's just not as extreme, because you got 12 totes that are all doing the same thing, so you have a similar effect, but nowhere to the extent that you feel it. I couldn't do tanker. I couldn't do it. Man, with the people on the road these days.
Yeah, I don't think I could either.
Hit the brake. No. I got rear-ended. I was drag racing. Oh, that was my first car. I was drag racing a buddy of mine, and we went down a road that was still under construction, and it wasn't finished. So they had the barrier, like the Jersey walls, across the road where it dropped off, where they haven't finished adding the 3 feet of concrete in the road.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming to a stop, and I hit the brakes, downshift, did everything I could, and I stopped like literally a foot before the wall. And I was like, oh, and then wham, he just slammed in the back of me. I have a feeling that's kind of like what it feels for you. Every time you stop in a hurry, just wham.
That's why if you look at one of my videos that I did on there, I just get a water bottle, which is the same effect of what's going on in this.
Yeah.
If you put a water bottle on its side, or if you turn it, you see that product is going up the side of the tank. When you go around the bend, that's why we have rollovers. And it is what it is. You know, like I say, we've had a few rollovers, and I see those tanks, and I did one of those videos before showing what a tank looks like after it's been in a rollover, because people just forget what these things are doing, you know, and they go around there thinking they're driving, like, and then suddenly whoosh, straight over.
Yep.
But
yeah, I mean, people think it's a car. They get out here and they're told by recruiters, yeah, you can see America and you can make money doing it. And it's a breeze, you know, there's nothing to worry about. The truck's all these different buzzers and all this stuff that'll drive the truck for you. You know, and that's not.
You don't even have to shift.
Right. Yeah, got all these automatic trucks. Man, that's heavy, Kenneth. That is real heavy. I do not like doing heavy loads like that. That crap. If I had a new truck, or my motor was rebuilt and I had a little more confidence in my motor, but I got 1,100. I got 800 some thousand miles on a rebuild. So I'm pushing the life of my motor, and I'm like, man, that stuff is.
I'm with you on that.
Heavy loads like that, man, just give me anxiety. The harder the truck's got to work, get up the hill, the harder it's got to work to slow down, and just just the stress of everything sucks. Self-driving trucks, I don't think it's not going to be anytime soon. And I think they might. They're still trying to perfect cars. I couldn't imagine an 80,000-pound self-driving vehicle.
As long as we keep having accidents with self-driving, they are going to be too scared and too worried about legal stuff and the whole 9 yards of letting loose. You know, there's a difference between a car. I get it. You know, a car is a weapon as such. You know, can cause a lot of damage. You start throwing a semi-truck. I just don't think we're certainly not going to be in my work. I'm 50. I'm old actually. I'm 53. I'm going to be 54 this year. So I know it's not going to happen in my working career.
I thought you were 22.
Think about all the variables involved with that too.
Right.
Like everything from trucks going into the scale house and how much revenue DOT makes off of violations and fines and everything else. So what are these self-driving trucks going to hit scale houses now and
I know,
be inspected and pulled into the garage, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the biggest thing, like with in this industry, is truck stops. The amount of money they make, that would like be gone because an automatic truck wouldn't need any. So I don't think there's going to be a line that corporate America is going to say, hold on a minute, that's going to have like a massive effect on thousands and thousands of people and stuff like that. And I think there's going to be lines drawn, because the problem is, what do we all do if the world become automated? What do we do? Do we just sit at home and just don't leave your house and stuff? I don't believe in all that stuff.
I mean,
Disney
made a movie about it.
Hmm?
What was it? What was the name of that movie with? Disney made a movie. It's got the little trash robot. Look, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm sure somebody does. I can't think of the name of it. But Disney made a movie about it, a little cartoon, and it's like everything became automated. So all we did was sit around, and everything came to us. And we just ate and drank, and we just sat in a big chair. And then eventually, the world got covered in trash. So they had to compact it. They had to move us to another planet. Like it was really weird. But I mean, that's essentially what would happen. Is we're just going to sit around. We're not going to do anything.
Exactly.
I mean, it's already like that now. But
I know, but
Wally,
there'd be no reason.
yes, thank you, Wally.
There'd be no reason to leave your house and stuff like that. You know, that's just weird.
So, I mean, look at how it is now with Prime and food delivery, and you don't have to do anything. You can get your groceries delivered. You can get food delivered. Everything can come to you.
So them self-driving trucks, are they electric or are they diesel?
No, there's some diesel ones in what's the ones that who was running ones out of Florida too? Was that Amazon? Somebody, or no, UPS?
Oh, Amazon Prime trucks, or Walmart.
Right,
Walmart.
One of them had it.
But you still had somebody sat in there watching that the truck was, because it's like construction. What happens when they start changing the way that the road moves and stuff like that? The truck then that is programmed by satellite to like hit this line, suddenly somebody's putting new white lines and stuff.
Yep. I mean, look at how many robots are in. Hey! Let's keep it down, okay? How many robots are in factories, like at the beer plants, and employees are getting injured from these robots for malfunctioning. I mean, you can't keep a robot forklift working properly and safely in a small place. You put it on the highway with an infinity amount of variables that change every second. I don't see that anytime soon.
I went into a place last year in Louisiana, and I went in the wrong door. I walked in this door and it was just robots, like moving along the floor and stuff like that. No other sound, just these robots moving and stuff like that. And I walked in front of one and it still kept going and stuff like that. And I thought, wow, I've never been in a place where it was just automated. It was just weird, you know? But
yep.
I'm a young guy looking. Thanks for the input, guys. I'm a young guy looking to get into the industry. Any advice? Driving in this country, I mean, you've got to remember that by all accounts, 70% of everything in this country currently is being moved by truck.
I'll be right back.
Can you tell us the things loaded in
you can do well, you know, at a young age if you can get your CDL. They're screaming out for drivers at the moment. Supposedly they've been screaming out for years, but I think it's driving in this country is all about demand. You know, if it's booming, they're going to need lots more drivers. If it's not booming, but I think, like I say, from a driving point of view, you're always going to be busy with somebody. I believe, you know, because drivers are always wanted, and sometimes more than others. But advice-wise, I don't know. Just if you're going to get in the truck put your back into it. Have a work ethic. Know that it's not just a job. That this is not a 9-to-5 job. Not if you want to earn money. It's a lifestyle. You know, you've got to have
patience.
Yeah, you got to. There's so many, you know, things involved in it. That's my take on it.
Everything from family life to, you know, if you got a wife or a girlfriend, and it makes that hard.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
not very many people can deal with the significant other gone all the time.
Yeah, it has a big impact. You know, because so just bear in mind, it's a lifestyle, not just a job. It's a lifestyle. Yes, you're going to get paid. Depending on what sort of industry you go into, because obviously with trucking, there's so many different things involved. It could be dry van, flatbed, tanker, oversize. There's all different ones. You got to know. You got to find your niche. But you know, you'll do well, especially if you're 18 years old. You possibly haven't got a house around your neck and stuff like that. If you can get out that age, make as much money as possible as you first can. Try and bank some money. Because as things start to bolt on, like houses, stuff like that, you're going to start getting constraints of stuff. So it's all about get out there and work and earn the money, you know?
Right on, I'm back. Sorry, what did I miss?
We were just running you down, Matt. They were just asking, is Matt this? I'd say, yeah, no, he's just
all right.
Crazy stuff out. Yeah, we were just
whatever makes the British sleep better.
Yeah, we were just throwing you under the bus.
That's all right.
No, the young kid was asking for any advice. So,
Andrea says, "Never happened. Fully automated is just a dream."
No, we don't work that way.
You can comments here. Oh no, guys!
Supposed to have flying cars. I did see a flying car the other day on a program.
Yeah, we're supposed to be like the Jetsons by now, aren't we?
Yeah,
how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, it's quite funny when you watch some of that stuff that, like, you know, you watch some of the space films from like 20 years ago, and like, wow, by 2015, you think, wow, 2015, that's years and years away, but no.
Around. Yeah, you watch the. Like just stuff like in 2025. We're like, wow, we're getting close to that. Like this. What is that movie in 2021? Was the I Am Legend, isn't it? The date for that movie?
Yeah, something like that. And Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. Captain Stay Puft. Oh, I've been doing this for 32 years and used to have.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted you. My bad.
I've been doing this 32 years, and we used to have fun out here. Now it's like a job now.
32 years, man. I applaud you for doing it that long.
Yeah, you've probably seen some big changes in this because, you know, I don't know any different. I've only been doing it in this country for 6 years. So I don't know paper logs. It's always been electronic. So a lot of that stuff is just normal to me. I understand people getting peeved about it and whatever, but a lot of this stuff is just normal to me. So, but when I hear things of, like, you know, where people have to just stop and use a phone, and then it's got, you know, that's how they used to do it rather than CBs and communication. It'd be like a phone. It'd be like truckers stood outside using a phone. They got a ring office and stuff like that. You know, it's just very, very different. You know.
Oh yeah. I couldn't imagine being.
You had to use a map book,
right? Stuff like that.
What is that? You know?
Yeah.
I used to keep an Atlas. I used to keep one up to date every year. But I'm like, what? I'm not going to keep spending $50 on an Atlas. I don't ever use it. But I used to think I needed to keep one because that's what my trainer had. He always had an Atlas. And whenever I learned back in 2010, that's when I got my CDL. My trainer was Mike Brown from RE West, and he was 33 years. I call him a 33-year vet from trucking. Like that's what he's been doing his whole life. So I learned firsthand of how to drive from a guy that's been in it his whole life, and that's amazing to me. So I think that's how most of us should learn. Like somebody else said in the comments before, that you need somebody that's got some time in the truck instead of a new guy. Yeah, I used to have to write down my directions. Like he's like, write down on an index card, write down your directions, where you're going. You're going to be on I-10 for 52 miles. You're going to get off at this exit. You write all this down so you have it there before you even start your trip. Write down all your information. And I don't think they even do that anymore. You just have it all on your phone.
There was one time that we were doing offloading. We had to take flambles out to New Mexico to fracking plants, unmanned fracking plants in the middle of nowhere. Your phone didn't work. Nothing worked out there. So they would give you a description. It'd be like, go down this track, take the second rock across through this gate. It was just ridiculous. And it
past the old Johnson farm.
It was just like 4 miles from like nowhere. And then suddenly enough, you would find this like plant, and like there, sure enough, there's nobody there. And you'd have to do like a pump off and stuff like that, because that was the first time I came across. Schneider sent this poor bugger out there. He was like, he come out. I knew he was new because he had a nice clean orange safety hat. All his clothes were clean and stuff like that. But I remember him coming out there and him saying to me, like, where's this plant? And I said, it's like you go through the gate there, turn left, and you go through across this track. And that's when I said to him, I said, you've never done a pump offload, have you? And he said, no. I said, this is a pump offload. He was mortified. He was like white as a ghost. And I said, look, carry on down. I said, I'll go and turn around and I'll come back and help you, And I got there and he was connecting up the wrong pipes to wrong stuff. And it's all flammable stuff, He could have gone kaboom. So, but yeah, once he started, then there was another owner operator turned up, and I said to him, look, can you stay with this guy because this guy's scared stiff, It was just really different. But how does the UK trucking differ from the US? American trucks are bigger than British trucks. An American truck wouldn't be allowed on a British road because that one. But it wouldn't be allowed on a British road because our roads can't take the weight of an American truck. Our trucks and trailers, you call them cab overs. In England, that's just normal. And one of the downsides, if you got a cab over, like if when the mechanics work on it, they don't care about your stuff now. They would just pull a switch, pull a cab up, and all your stuff's coming like forward. Everything.
All your stuff's laying on the windshield.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like all your clothing, anything. Everything's coming forward. But our trailers are 48 foot. That's the biggest trailers we have there.
What is the weight that you can haul over there? Like, what's the gross weight?
30. No, hold on. I thought it was like roughly about 70,000 pounds. 68 to 70,000 pounds. There's a big difference. We can't take it. And you've got to remember that England like fits into Texas twice. England is not massive. So
everything's tighter.
Yeah, so we don't need that big that big structural stuff like the trucks here and stuff like that.
Well, it used to be 72,000 here too, though, right? A while back, and then they upped it to 80.
Oh, I know the trailer lengths have been getting longer. They used to be like 28 and 30, and then they moved it forward. They keep making the trailers longer.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the gross weight was a lot lower with the the age of the trucks.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of our roads are tarmac, which you call paving. So most of our road structure, under heat and stuff, if you start putting something big and like these trucks, that would have it looks silly. We'd have big lumps in the road and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean everything in this country is bigger.
Yeah. So I explained that. How does that work, Kenneth, at Landstar with is there just power only? Is it like one company, or do you do a lot of power only tanker loads like that? How does that work? Because I'm really curious.
Well, Kenneth, I pumped off a tank.
Michael Stevens says too many checkpoints and roundabouts.
No,
I can't stand the roundabouts that they make in the inside. Like the inside circle is like their greenery, and it's all looking nice, and it's got this 12-foot curve on it, or 12-inch curve. And it's like, how do you expect us not to tear that up?
Yeah, because you got bigger vehicles here, but in England, like roundabouts is very normal. That means that we don't have traffic lights and all that stuff, because that way then a roundabout keeps the traffic moving. It doesn't bring you to a standstill like a traffic light does. So that's why we like having a lot of roundabouts.
Okay.
It used to be 72. Right.
Yeah, so it was 72,000. Okay, so but they moved it up to 80,000. I have no idea how to say this name. I know I'm gonna butcher it. Aria? I don't know.
Aria Singh. So what CDL endorsements would you guys suggest?
Spit it out. All right, whatever, dude.
No, that's what it is. Sing means I have the tiger. If you didn't know that, but that's what sing means. I have the tiger.
But that was Rocky. I thought that's what that meant.
No. That's gay, isn't it? I'm just saying, but that's what it means. What's the endorsements? I would definitely suggest hazmat.
Hazmat tanker, definitely. Even if you don't ever do a tanker, still or like pull a tank for fuel for whatever.
Yeah, but even totes you got to have tanker to hold totes.
That's what I'm saying. Even you still have to have a tanker hold X amount of totes.
Right.
Or is it 999 gallons? Anything over that? That's
something like that.
Because I know I can hold drums without a tanker. You can hold a whole trailer load of drums, 46 ounce beds per tanker. But if it's the totes with so many gallons in a single tote times so many, it's really tote. But you can hold totes full liquid and have full liquid. It's like 3 totes. I just did a video with 3 totes. And it's required a tanker. Because it's
right.
Gallons. Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
Yeah. Who just did that?
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, I had the tiger there. Yeah. YouTube's gonna be like, oh, what is this?
Oh shit, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I wasn't even thinking. Sorry.
No,
yeah,
you sound
hazmat tanker. That's what I would do.
Doubles and singles is, I don't know. I mean, if you go for doubles and triples, that's like, I don't know who really goes for that sort of job,
FedEx.
Yeah, but I mean, it's very limited, isn't it? FedEx, UPS, whatever. It's a very limited.
I don't know. They always seem like they're in a very big hurry. And it just, I've talked to, I guess I haven't I've run into some guys that picking up FedEx loads for Landstar. And everybody there's just in such a big hurry. They just seem pretty pissed off. And what it seems like they're just happy to be at work. It's a great day. It's really weird.
Okay.
See, I never had to deal with that. I learned trucking in 2010. At the end of the whole paper logs, everything was kind of making that transition to e-logs. So I ran paper logs for 6-7 months maybe until they turned everything over to e-logs.
Okay.
Kenneth Gross said, get your TWIC card. Definitely get your TWIC. That would be a good one. TWIC would be important.
I see. I've got it because that's what Schneider normally want. They want like a when you join them on the tanker division. I don't know about the rest of them, but the tanker division, obviously, they want you to have like your hazmat and twit card done like really quick. But like I said to you before, I go to a lot of places that used to want to see your twit card, but the security has got so much more lax. I sort of say to them, because it'll tell me on my job that, you know, you have to have a twig and whatever. And you'll go there and it's just, and I say, do you want to see my twig? And they say, no, don't worry about it. It's getting very lax. And that's
until something happens. So something happens at one of these ports.
Right.
And it's going to be, you need a twit card, you need a passport, you need an escort, you know, we're going to search you. You know, like it's going to get stupid.
I know it gets silly because I say when I haul hazmat flammables, whenever I do flammables, because it was a training thing. We have monthly training on tanker, whether it be computer or whatever, but it's always monthly training of some description. There was one time which I think it was definitely within the last 18 months. That suddenly out of the blue they want us to do a what happens if we were hijacked or if there was a gun, you know, a guy with a gun and stuff like that.
You shoot first. That's what you do.
I know you're supposed to just hand your keys in and let them take it and stuff like that. Well, no, because we can't carry weapons because a lot of the refineries you're going to is like no weapons and stuff like that.
It's concealed for a reason.
Yeah. Okay. But it's just, you know, it's just weird that a lot of this stuff that we were taught, you know, like on ours, we have the external valve. We have an internal valve, which is a dump valve. So when you activate that dump valve, it lifts up and lets the product come out of the tank like a plug, like you'd have a plug when you wash your face, you know, there's a plug there. But the external valve is is the final, like letting the product out or not. Well, around there, you can unscrew that valve and take it out. And they would warn us that you could put enough C4 in there to detonate your tank. So, you know, you look at a flammable tank is basically a ginormous aerosol can. If that thing were to puncture and ignite, it would be a kaboom. That's what creates that explosion.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know as well as I do, and that in the EGR book, ERG rather, it tells you the radius of the explosions and stuff. If you get a leak, you know, it's like up to a half mile, 3/4 mile, 1 mile, depending on what we're hauling.
But at that point, you don't even, you're not going to care.
The kill zone.
At that point, yeah, you're not going to care.
Mm-hmm. But they were teaching us, like with flammables, that, you know, you would be inspecting the belly and stuff. It was almost like something was known that something was going to happen here, that we would have to, suddenly this training was telling us to inspect all the belly side of the tanks and stuff like this and the axles. And and if you were being followed for a certain length of time, you were supposed to stop and report it in. It was just a weird time. That's like it was about 18 months ago, 2 years ago, that suddenly we had all this weird stuff that we'd never seen that before. That why are we having to explain that we possibly being followed, or this car stayed with me for too long and you're supposed to be, it's just crazy. And like I say, you go to some places now, do you want to see my twit? No, don't worry about it and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, they don't even care.
Yeah,
I've had that issue with high value freight or whatever, like freight that's over $100,000 in value. They're like, you have to go at least 150 miles before you stop, and staying on site is better than, you know, sleeping somewhere, and back your truck up against another truck, and just a lot of weird training stuff. And I'm like, look, I'm going to do what I can, but somebody wants to break that bolt steel to cut it, somebody's going to cut it. It's not going to matter. But, I put that link in there, Velox, if you want to tap that and join us. I don't have too much longer. I got a few more minutes so we can keep doing this here. What is the legality of a CW handgun while driving OTR? As long as you follow state laws, as long as you're legal, you're good. There's no federal law that says you cannot carry a firearm in a semi.
What's the CCW?
Concealed weapons permit, concealed handgun permit. Some states call it a concealed carry permit, a concealed weapon. Like Tennessee is a handgun permit, handgun carry permit, and some are concealed permits. So I can carry open or concealed. It's just a different verbiage for different states. Oh, let's see here. Hang on.
What's up?
What is going on, Mr. Velox?
Uh-huh.
Hanging out at Applebee's.
Wally?
Is that Nick 1 or Nick 2? I don't know.
All right, guys. On this note, I'm gonna hit it. I got to leave early in the morning.
Okay.
It was nice chatting with you guys. Nice finally
You too.
talking to you face to face.
Yeah. So you've been out there for a while, so it's nice to put a face to the name. And
Yeah, we'll
be
do
safe,
it again.
man.
We'll do it
Yeah,
again.
definitely have to do it again.
Yeah.
Wait, that kind of sucks. So what? I come in and then I kick you out. That's
You
not fair.
take my spot.
Yeah, he didn't want to be in here. No.
I have that effect most places I go.
Yeah, people just roll out. What are you eating?
Appreciate it, guys.
All right. No
See ya.
worries.
Be good, man.
Good
Have a good night. Be safe.
You too.
I'm eating an apple. No, I'm eating mozzarella sticks.
Where are you at?
Applebee's.
Applebee's. What'd you order to eat?
I actually got the Alfredo.
Oh, boo, dude. If you go to Applebee's, my favorite thing at Applebee's is the barbecue clubhouse grill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a club, but it's grilled. It's amazing. It's really good. Barbecue sauce.
Me
It's
and
good
Miles
stuff.
did the 2 for $22, the date night
Oh,
date
that's
night
cute.
special.
Nice.
Mhm.
Let your server know right off the bat that you're not going to spend a whole lot of money.
That's so bad.
Hey, but that means I have more left over for a tip, right? So it's not a guarantee of the.
Yeah.
That was one of
Yeah,
the
see.
weirdest things of getting used to here, like tips, because we don't tip in England. That's down to the boss to pay their people the proper money. We don't tip.
Really, y'all don't deal with that, huh?
No,
No, it's because they're rude.
no way. We're superior.
Define
no,
superior. I don't.
But my missus would give me earache if she'd say like, oh, and you got to leave a tip, and I would tell them like, I would. Well, no, I won't say it because it's on TV, it's on there. But I would make like silly jokes, about don't play with matches or something. That's a good tip. That's a safe tip. But she would say, no, you got to leave money and stuff like that. And I just think, why? And it's like when you go to a shop now, and if you have to sign it, and they want a tip straight away, and you think, well, I haven't even tasted it yet. How can I give you a tip for something I'm not even tasted?
Oh yeah. You order your food to go, and you want to leave a tip?
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm here. I walked up here.
Right.
I told you what I wanted. You haven't even brought it to me yet. And you want me to leave a tip already? Like, no.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Hey, no, Nick Nevada was on here earlier on, saying about the great freight race. So we're gonna just hold it for the minute. Is that what we're doing?
That's kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I want to give it a little more time to figure some stuff out. Eric officially dropped out of being the host, so I kind of I don't want to hurry up and do something too quick. I want to try to have a good plan and not just pull the trigger on it right away. So
right.
I don't know.
It's a very good concept, though. I think the concept is definitely there. We all know, we can all talk about it some other time. But I mean, the concept is great. I think it to show the different aspects of different stages of trucking and what your potentials are and stuff like that. Because based on even when you base on the three of us, we are so different.
Yep.
On just the three of us for starters, let alone the chaps.
Well, one
about.
is not like the other. All right.
Right, but I'm just saying. But Nick's a full-blown owner operator on his own authority.
It was a British joke, all right, Mark.
What?
That's it. I said
trying
one
to-
is not like the others. It was a British joke.
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. But I'm just saying. But like with Nick's situation, Nick's like almost at the top, but he was coming in as a new owner operator. So he was learning that sort of that learning curve. He wasn't like a seasoned guy that's been an owner operator for like donkey's years and whatever. He was showing that I've started for power only, and this is how I've developed to get to this point, and this is what I found out along the road. With you, with like dry van and stuff like that, you have a different idea compared to tanker. It was just good, like I say, it's just a shame that it is what it is. But I think it's something should definitely happen for definite, because like even when you explain it, even my boss at Schneider's following it because they like the idea of it, because I don't think I've ever come across that, you know. We all know that all like the big companies can say, look, you know, we can pay you this and pay you that, but people want to see it in the raw, you know.
Hey, they can sponsor it. We can, you know,
Right.
give us.
They're definitely watching it. They're definitely watching it. Trust me.
You need to hit Dory up.
Hmm?
Be like, yo, we're down to do this. We need $150,000 for production. All right.
They watched the interview between me and Eric, and that's gone up to the hierarchy.
They just want to see if you're running your mouth about Schneider. That's all that was.
No, and they were very impressed with the interview because I didn't hold back. You know, like I said, I talk about the detention stuff like that because I tell you the way it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat stuff and I don't. There's no reason to do that. And they are following it. He's definitely following it. My boss's boss is definitely following this because he follows my channel and they monitor stuff. You know,
is he following up everybody?
He certainly followed from that, you know, from Eric's point of view. But like I'll tell Ezra that he needs to obviously like follow Nick and stuff like that because But once we know like who the adjudicator is going to be and whatever, like I say, they will probably monitor that person.
Tell him to get in touch with Nick. That's what we need.
Okay.
They got some pull in the industry.
But I think it's a win-win. I think it's a win-win for everybody, you know.
Oh yeah.
I think if people
and most of all for the people who are watching, because they're going to learn and create a plan for their career that based off of what they learn from us. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, because they might want to do what you do. Like they might want to go straight out from the bat to be a full-blown owner operator. They might want to go and work for Landstar. They might want to be a tanker driver. And I just think it's a good idea. Like I say, perhaps, well, we'll talk about it. You know, we'll talk about it off camera. But I'm just saying. But there's some things, you know, it's got legs, and I think that's something you need to carry on with, Nick, because I think that's a good. It's just a good concept, you know.
Yeah.
But definitely.
You enjoyed Tennessee, Nick?
Yeah, I'm enjoying Tennessee. I'm still in Tennessee. I'm enjoying it.
Guys, whoever watches this in the future, whatever it may be, go follow these two guys, Nomadic-brit and Velox 18, if you haven't already. I've had the pleasure to meet both of them, and they are stand-up dudes, exactly what you see on the camera. Hands down, some of the best people I know. So,
except Mark is funnier on lives than he is in his videos. He's much funnier on his lives.
Yes, Mark has to bring his humor to his videos.
Because I know certain people are watching it, and you can't be like, you know.
Hey, my mom watches every video I do, and I just make a fool out of myself, and that's just the way it is.
I know, but yours are your videos, because you like a comment in one of them. You've got that you've got that sort of the way you come across it. People will just stay there watching that because you're not like you're not like a robot or anything. You're just a normal, decent type of guy, and people follow that. And that's why I would imagine if you look probably at your analytics, however you pronounce it, probably a lot of people watch your videos almost all the way through, because I do, because they're just fun, you know. So
I appreciate that, Mark.
No
making me money.
Yes. Yeah, because your channel's grown quite a bit, hasn't it? You're like 5.
It's blown up.
Yeah.
I was telling Matt when we met yesterday in Murfreesboro, I said I was really hoping that I was going to pass him in subscribers while he was, hanging out with me, and that way I could gloat in person. But it didn't happen. And now that I said it, it probably will never happen. He'll probably just grow steadily above me the whole time.
Yeah, be careful what you want. So.
Yeah.
Because what goes around comes around. I know. That's crazy. So how's your truck going though, Nick?
Good. I've had one issue so far. I haven't fixed it yet.
Oh,
I left my little mini fridge plugged in over the weekend, and so I actually drained my batteries down low to where it wouldn't start. So I jumped it with a car. So it
oh
wasn't
wow.
like it wasn't even close to dead, but it was like just barely not enough juice to get started. And I was like, man, I wonder what happened. I was like, nothing was on, no lights were on. I didn't leave anything on. And I'm like, oh, I have this little mini fridge that I tuck in the back that I just got. It's new. So I was like sitting there going, man, I don't know what happened. But after I thought about it a little bit, I'm like, oh yeah, that stupid little fridge. So
on the back of your semi, you need to put a phrase, and I figured out what it is. Roll the music.
roll the music. Okay. I can get down with that. But I already have a sticker on the window.
Yeah, above the window. Roll the music.
Roll the
I didn't know
music.
you had a sticker on the back. What is it? The El Hueso?
Oh, wait, so yeah.
El Hueso.
Yeah. My brother just came up with that design. I didn't ask him for anything. All of a sudden, he just sent me a logo for El Hueso, and I was like, all right, we're gonna put that on the truck like tomorrow.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Telling you, it's awesome having a brother that is a professional graphic designer. Actually, creative director now. He's no longer just a graphic designer. He's a creative director for a company that makes side-by-side stereo systems.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. The Great Pumpkin Race.
So
What's
how's
that?
your son, Nick? How's your son like? What's he thinking about this like road trip then to an extreme? Oh yeah. All right, we're talking to you.
he thinks he's missing his girlfriend right now, I think. But
oh no.
no, he's having a great time. He's enjoying it, and we got to stay with my in-laws. We haven't seen them in a couple years, and my brother-in-law graduated from Middle Tennessee State 4 years ago, I think now, and his wife graduated from there also like 5 years ago, something like that. So having their kind of firsthand knowledge of their college process, and they've both transferred a couple times and tried to kind of figure out their way through that whole process. So it's good to have them kind of give him feedback, because I didn't do any of that. I went to 1 year of a 2-year program, so I didn't even finish my 2-year program in Bible college. I dropped out and got married and started having kids. So that's why I'm a church guy.
Everybody in Bible college, right?
Yeah, it was a ring by spring, walk 3 times around the lake, and you'll end up married, all that stuff. So we did all that stuff.
Nice.
I mean,
I'm sure you miss the family.
I haven't seen any of my family since I've been here, that's like, I've been here now 2014 I came here. So I mean, I speak to my family through Zoom, that's okay, but it's not the same, it's not the same as seeing your flesh and blood like face to face. So once this vid thing sorts itself out, I need to go back to England to see my mum, because it's my dad died when I was 1 year old, so I've only had my mum around. So she's been like my mum and my dad. but I need to see my family, because like I say, it gets very lonely. That's one of the loneliest parts about being in this country, is that I don't see my own flesh and blood,
That's tough.
Yeah,
I couldn't imagine.
No.
Couldn't imagine doing it, being gone that long.
There's
I'm worried about moving across the state, across to Tennessee from California, because it might as well be a flight to Britain by the time I fly out to California. But yeah, we already have it in our minds that it has to happen. That's part of moving out and getting the lower cost of living, and hopefully buying a house that's cheaper and all that. And so all the money that we save is just be used up to go back out there, or bring them out, hopefully bring them out, and then trap them and make them stay in Tennessee. But
right. Jason Ratliff, just drive back to England. I can't drive back to England because there's water in the way.
They should make a tunnel like they did between England and France.
Oh yeah, don't even go there with that one. The channel. Gosh, truth.
He loves the Frenchies.
I remember when we voted to get out of the European Union because we don't get on with the Europeans. The channel, the first thing that the British Army sent one of their military trains through just to show France that and they started getting the tanks out because the French got really funny about it. They didn't like it, but You know,
That's funny.
we just don't get on with Europe. It's just one of those things.
Didn't they try to undo that after they voted it in? All the people voted it to leave the EU, and then the politicians were like, "Hey, wait! We don't actually want to do this. What's going on?"
No, I mean Scotland were dead against it, and Ireland weren't too excited about it. And yet the Scottish woman, she's still going on about it because she's still saying that now Scotland want their independence because they want to stay a part of Europe, and she's just silly, you know. So,
Good luck with that.
yeah, it's not going to happen because, like I say, now Europe's trying to sue England because they say they want billions more than what they think they're going to get and stuff like that. Because we were the cash cow that sort of bailed out so much of Europe and all the financial meltdown and stuff like that. So it's crazy.
Wow.
Proud of my country, and that's why I say, you know, we always class ourselves as British, not European. So,
Nick, do you have any suggestions or advice for new drivers getting into getting their CDL? Because we've had that question quite a bit. Like, what's some advice that you would have?
Just work your butt off. Good things happen to people who work hard. Like in trucking, you get everything that you put into it. So you just work your butt off, and good things will come to you. Don't play the victim. That people are gonna work you. They're gonna take advantage of you. There's gonna be a ton of drivers who have negative attitudes. You just steer clear of those guys. Keep your head down. Work your butt off. I mean, do what Mark's done. Do what Matt's done. Follow what we've done, because all the guys who do well in trucking just keep out of the negative, attitudes. Stay away from those people and just work their butts off. And then eventually you'll have opportunities open up that you need that you can take advantage of. So you're good.
Nice.
Sorry.
I agree with that 100%. Definitely
Yeah,
stick with it and work
well
at
said,
it.
that man. Yeah, I'll give you $20 later on, Nick, when they're not looking.
No, because I heard your story when you got interviewed with Eric, and it's like that that's what everyone needs to do, is just even if people can say what they want about Snyder, and they can say what they want about the lease programs and all that, but we're talking to two guys who went through lease programs and bought their trucks through them. And I myself it was not a lease program necessarily. I bought a used truck, but I got it financed through them. So it was actually technically a lease the way that they financed it for me. It was just a zero buyout, I own it at the end of it. That's just the way that they financed it, was through a lease. But nevertheless, we all, I was a sub hauler for another carrier for 4 years, and that's how I built my career to the point that it is now. And I mean, not that I've arrived or anything, but it's just now I'm on this step of the journey, and then I'll probably by the end of it, like my father-in-law has done the same thing. By the end of it, he ends up back as a company driver.
Did he buy that truck today? Did y'all go do that?
No, he's gonna think about it for another 6 months or so.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, he's talking about it more and more and more, though.
Oh yeah, just let him drive around in your truck for a little bit. He'll go buy one.
All I've ever known is him driving badass trucks. So the fact that he's working for Estes in Smyrna, Tennessee, is surprising to me. But at the same time, he's like, man, I'm happy here. I'm digging it. So
yeah,
he doesn't want to leave, because it's a good gig. He can make decent money, but he's working 70 hours a week to make decent money. So if he was running his own truck 70 hours a week, he'd be killing it.
Yeah.
I told him Matt barely works. Nomad barely works, and he makes good money. So
I know.
Yeah, I make good money.
He's a part-timer. He's just a part-timer.
Part-time trucker. Yeah.
Here's a question for you, Matt.
Yeah. How's Landstar? If you didn't want to go get your own authority, I wouldn't. There's no other company I'd go to. You have set aside all of the discounts and all the advantages of being at a company with that kind of buying power, but you have Landstar, which is, it's like the Schneider, the Swift in trucking, but it's all owner op. So you have that big blue star back in your play. I mean, they have your back. And I love it. I love Landstar. It's so relaxed. I don't have anybody calling me, telling me what to do. Like they said, I'm part-time. That's probably the truth. And in reality here, my per diem is not very high as far as my claim there. But I mean, Landstar's good, man. I would highly suggest anybody go Landstar if that's what they wanted to do versus going anywhere else.
I think Landstar is the only mega owner operator company, isn't it? I don't think anybody else is like Landstar. I think Landstar is very much a one-off, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Landstar is an owner operators only, unless you have.
Like so you're saying they're the only ones like that.
Yeah. Mercer's kind of. That's probably their biggest owner op competitor. But even Mercer, they don't have the freedom that Landstar has. They have trailer fees. Mercer's quite a bit different from Landstar, but it's the most similar to Landstar. If that makes sense.
It's weird how many of the mega companies are so different than the next, though. Like the way that Schneider is compared to Landstar compared to Mercer.
Yeah, but you have Schneider, JB Hunt, Swift, and they're all almost identical.
You think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say they're all almost identical.
The only thing I've noticed with Schneider has obviously been normally just a company drivers or leased on operators. But now they've got company drivers, leased on operators, and now they've started up this new side where people like Nick could come in and get their work. I can't remember what it's called now. It's Schneider. I saw it the other day. I didn't even realize we were doing it.
Was it Choice Board or whatever?
No, it's
Carrier or something or other, yeah.
Something like that, which is because they're getting. I mean,
but you need 6 months.
Yeah,
6 months experience or authority on your authority before they'll let you. Oh, I already called them.
Oh,
I work with everyone. I just got set up today for this load. I'm going to pick up in the morning with Hoosier Logistics out of Indiana. So never worked with them before. I'll be working with them for the first time tomorrow. My factoring company will factor them. They got a load going where I want to go, so I'm going to try them out and see what happens.
I'm saying to Matt earlier on, who's the company that you deal with broker-wise that has got terrible detention time? Was it
TQL?
That's it. TQL. That's it. Yeah.
I knew that one of them. I know that Nick had pointed out one of his videos that they had a really severe detention.
Yeah, TQL was a problem.
Yeah.
Right. So did your truck try to turn around when you got to the Arizona line?
Okay, before I answer that, I just want to finish that other question about Landstar, because I think after talking to Matt and seeing kind of how he does what he does, if I don't end up getting my own contracts or customers, maybe like within the next 4 or 5 years, I'll probably go BCO or whatever they call it over there at Landstar, because there's no point in having my authority if I'm not going to build a business from there. Like to have numbers is just, it's like, oh well, I have the freedom. Well, Matt has all the freedom he could ask for. I mean, he literally can pick and choose whatever loads he wants to do, and he doesn't even have to stay on the Landstar load board. He could go off the Landstar load board as long as it pays what he wants it to pay, and they can get it. I've seen like a couple loads on the DAT load board where they say no Landstar, but that's like 2 loads in the last, I've looked at thousands of loads over the last 100 days or whatever it's been. So anyway, but yeah, no, my truck did not try to turn around. My truck, as soon as I crossed that Colorado River in Arizona, my truck was like, yes, because it could finally run the speed that it wanted to run. So I started immediately going 75 with that 40,000 pound load and getting 4.8 miles per gallon and just hammered down.
I said that to Matt. I said, Christ, Nick's truck's a bit thirsty.
I think it's funny that you're like, so we bumped it up a little bit. We're at like 6.25 or whatever you said it was. And I'm over here like, hey man, I just got 8.07.
Yeah. Well, and you had a lighter load, I think, when you did that. I was
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
40,000
plus
pounds.
I don't run that fast.
Yeah, I was still trying to run 70 across Texas and Oklahoma, but there was just enough construction zones to kind of slow me down. Or no, was it the Arkansas point of the trip? I forget which. I think it was the Arkansas. Like, well, I did all that in one day, didn't I? Gosh, I drove a long way. But anyway, yeah. So it got better.
Yeah, I only got a few more minutes. My phone's gonna wind up dying here, but I'm gonna try to get some of these questions. Landstar sides with the agents and not the drivers. Sometimes I think it's all of the proof is in the pudding. Like, what are you bringing to the table as far as your issue? I think you're trying to just get an agent in trouble because you don't like with them, and I think that's all. That's life in general, really.
Sometimes you got to look in the mirror.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying you've done anything wrong, Trucker Ron. I've had issues where, yeah, Landstar has taken the side of the agent because I didn't have enough proof to back up what they told me. But on the other hand, I've had proof of, hey, this is what the agent did. Here's the proof. They were wrong, and Landstar's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Here you go. They lie, they deceive, and they bait and switch. I think there's too many Landstar agents that are from not here. And so we do run into the ones that don't speak English very well, which is fine with me. Other than I don't speak any other language other than English, so there's a language barrier for me. So it's easy to get kind of tripped up on what's being said. But the biggest issue with Landstar agents to me is the whole, hey, yeah, this load posted for $1,000 on the load board. Hey, I'd like to take this load. Okay, let me call the customer and make sure it's still available. They call you back. Yeah, the load's still good. It's ready to go right now. But the most he can do is $700 on it. You still want it? No, you just took $300 off of it. I don't want it. It's no longer a good load. So that happens. That's probably the most common thing that happens with agents. That or the load is just not available and it's still on the load board. Let's see here. Do y'all think that the Senate will pass the $2 million insurance?
You'll think so.
The whole PRO Act. It's possible. It depends on how much Schneider and all the mega carriers put into it.
Schneider my boss is telling me Schneider do believe that insurance will go up to a $4 million.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the PRO Act. The PRO Act, that's why I don't understand. The PRO Act, this country is 70% reliant on. You enjoying that, Nick? I would like some of that. Look at him. Look, he's just got to show it off. But I don't get it. A country that is so reliant on trucks, why on earth is the government here trying to just go and screw up something like that? I don't get it.
I don't know. I think the government's got too much control over a whole lot of crap they have no business in. That's my opinion. We are so heavily regulated that it's stupid.
Who do you think's behind it? I can almost.
Yeah, there you go. I
can almost guarantee you Teamsters would be behind it because I think Teamsters are making a big push, like they are here in California with the AB5 law. Well, I say here, but I'm actually in Tennessee. But out in California, they're trying to pass that AB5 law because I think they're desperate. They see the future of self-driving trucks, and they're going to have even less revenue in the future, and they've got to do something to try and pad their bank accounts so they can pay the pensions of all the people who are working for them right now, because otherwise they're going to be their cash cow is gone. Somebody even said, oh, they're dead. I'm like, they're not dead. They're just spending a ton of money trying to secure the next 10, 15 years of their future because they know that their days are numbered anyway. So I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I see Proud Union Homes like posters or whatever in yards all the time. I'm like, okay, whatever. I've never been part of a union. I've never done any of that stuff, so I don't fully understand it, but I do know they have a lot of control over certain industries.
Yeah,
they got a lot of money.
And Teamsters, the reason why they don't have as much control over the trucking is because there's so many owner operators. That's the main reason why. Otherwise, they'd have even more unionized truck shops all over the place.
Yeah, it's so I guess Trucker Ron's here. Have a good night, big dog.
Yeah, I'm bounce out too because I want to eat this more sloppily and ugly, and I don't want to.
He wants to shovel it in. At the moment, he's trying to be polite, like a couple of strands, and he's trying
Gotta
to shovel
get
it
to
in.
that hotel room. Yeah, it's all
All
right.
right, we're all gonna go anyway because I need to get to bed because I've got to start in the next 6 hours. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go in here and spend some time with the family, and
yeah, let's all do this again, and let's all catch up on a phone call as well because I just
yeah, certainly.
Let's all perhaps talk tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
y'all have a
catch
good
you
night.
later.
Thank y'all for joining in. All out there, y'all watching. If you got any questions, comments, whatever, you know where to leave them. Go subscribe to Nomadic-brit and Trucking California, Velox 18. And we will see you guys next time. Enjoy that food there, Nick. that
He
was
almost
very
lost the fork
exaggerated.
in there. He almost lost the fork in there as well.
The fork's gonna come out his neck. Jeez.
I know. All right.
Oh man.
All right. I'll catch you two like sometime tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, right on. Sounds good.
Probably around about midday or something.
All righty.
All right.
Have a good night, Mark.
All right. Bye.
See ya. Again, guys, thank y'all for watching. Thank you for interacting, for the comments. For those of you who joined on the video, thank y'all. We do appreciate it. And like always, guys, please stay safe. Love one another. Let your family know you love them. Stick up for your friends. And we will see you guys on the next live, the next video. Follow us on Instagram. If you're interested in some Nomad Trucker merch, I almost pointed this hat like it was one, but it's not. Instagram, comment on here. We can take care of that. But all that stuff is in the description of the video. So, my truck is a 2007 glider kit. So it's pre-emission, 12.7 liter, 13 speed. I have 279 rears. Just double overdrive 13, Freightliner Classic XL. But yeah, guys, if I missed your comment, I'm sorry. We'll pick this up another time, and hopefully more of you guys can join with us. But again, stay safe, please. Love one another, like I've said, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Y'all be good.